Yo, what up? How's it going, everybody? Oh, my mic is working. Thank God. Okay, cool. I was kind of worried my mic wasn't gonna work. But yo, how you doing, everybody? How you doing? How you feeling? How's your Tuesday? Yo, Skyer, what up? How you doing, dude? How's your how you doing? Yeah, how's your Tuesday, Skyer? And Neon Mart, that's a sick name. What's up, dude? Hi, how are things? They're going good. I woke up around 1:30, so that's good because I've been my sleep schedule super messed up because I just finished moving, so my sleep schedule is all messed up from just unpacking constantly till like 7 in the morning every day. So I'm trying to like get it back to at least waking up at like 11 or noon. But yeah, then I went to the gym and now we're here. So how about you? How are things for you, Neon Mart? And I was gonna send you that playlist I was talking about last week, but I got busy, lol. Yeah, no worries, dude. Honestly, I wouldn't have the chance to listen to it right now anyways, because I've also been just moving, dude. I've been doing lots of stuff. But yeah. And Skyer just got back in time for dinner. Hey, what you eating, Skyer? You don't mind me asking, what you munching on, dude? It's Zaku. What up, no? What up, dude? How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, how's your Tuesday, Zaku? And Skyer says mac and cheese and hot dogs, dude. Hell yeah, that's what's up. I miss mac and cheese, dude. I'm lactose, so my mom makes hella good mac and cheese. Like whenever I'd have like people over for Thanksgiving, they'd always be like, "Yo, yeah, yo, Tiara, bro, how you doing, dude? Good to see you. How you doing? Oh, I almost got to write something down too, real quick. I just realized. What are you doing? I'm actually about to write notes. We're packing orders as always, so I'm writing notes right now. But I journal now, so I wanted to write down that something from yesterday. I don't know if I forgot to write it down. I did forget to write it down. Okay. My favorite. Oh my God, I never typed so fast in my life. Neomart, gotta go. My internet sucks. Hope your stream goes well. Thank you, Neomart. I appreciate it, dude. And, good luck with the internet. And thank you for the good vibes. I appreciate it. Hell yeah. And Zaku says, getting off of work at 7:30 tonight and I'm gonna go see my homie DJ at Mahjong night. Dude, that's so sick, dude. Yeah, speaking of Mahjong, I still gotta hit up Newport so we can finish watching that Mahjong anime. There's this hella good Mahjong anime we were watching. Yeah, I kind of want to mess around with some Mahjong, I'm not gonna lie. Just because I watched the anime about it and now I'm like, yo, Mahjong though? Mahjong though? Kinda lit, not gonna lie. So yeah. Yeah, I gotta write a message to James real quick. They got, oh my God. They got all 3 of the vinyl. In fact, they bought the last Radical Reptar. Technically I have 1 left, but I try not to like, say like, sell every single one just in case, what if I ship this one and then it like blows up on the way? That way I can at least sit, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, they technically got the last Radical Reptar. So shouts out to James, dude. And Tiara says they do Mahjong at a place where I live. Mahjong night is cool. I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play either, Tiara. But I know it's funny because I think Zaku might be like friends of a friend who I have another friend who's a friend of a friend. You know what I mean? Like I think I have like 2 distinct friends that probably like know each other through friends of friends. I don't know. Because Zaku, I got a homie I used to work with. I'm sorry, Tiara, but you got me on Mahjong now. I have a homie who runs a Mahjong night in Chinatown. And I assume there's not like a billion Mahjong nights in Chinatown. So, you know what I mean? I wonder if like this friend knows your friend or it's the same friend. So yeah. And so yeah, you can play my Taiwanese rules. I feel that. Yeah. It'd be like that. Yeah, Mahjong I know how like has different rules. Like there's like the whole like East table or something, like the East and then the West, and then yeah, there's like all kinds of different, like there's Japan Mahjong, there's Chinese Mahjong. Yeah, I mean they're all like have their own funny rules. But yo, K2 dude, good to see you. How's your Tuesday? Just shot my first track. Thank you for the feedback last week. Oh, of course, anytime, dude. Anytime at all, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad to hear. I hope it was helpful. If you don't mind me asking, what was the most helpful thing I told you? Because that's one thing I'm trying to get better at. Not even just to like, I do remember what I told you, but I want to get better at giving back feedback. Because the thing I've heard when it comes to giving feedback is a lot of times ask, rather than just listen to a track and being like, blah, 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 blah. Because like, I don't know, sometimes you ask someone for feedback and they give you feedback on the thing you didn't necessarily think they would give you feedback on. So then like it kind of confuses you. So I tend to ask like, yo, what did you in particular want feedback on? Because, you know, there's so many parts to building a song. So, I don't know, I guess I ask like, what's the most helpful thing I told you? That way I know next time I'm asking for feedback, I should try to do the same thing. You know what I mean? So yeah. Excuse me. So, hope you love the vinyl, James. And then, yes. Wait. Oh. Oh yeah. All right, that's one note. Let's go write one more. Heck yeah. Zaku says East never loses. What's your homie's night called? I don't know, Zaku. I'm sorry, but I mean I know the guy that runs it. I think they work in finance because it was my homie I used to work with at a company called Spotter. We were both engineers there, and I guess they had a homie who was out here in LA that was also a City Pop fan who happened to run a mahjong night, and I think they worked in finance or like consulting or something. But yeah, so yeah, something like that. And but yeah, I don't know their name. I mean, I met him like just we hung out once. You know what I mean? So like, if he ever sees this, I'm sorry, dude. I know what you look like. If I saw you in the streets, I'd be like, yo, what's good? But like, I wouldn't be like, what's up, guy? What's up, guy? But you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. We only hung out once. And like, I remember we hung out in like Sawtell. But I don't know. But I don't know his name. But hopefully that helps enough hints. And if it's not, it might be a different night, to be honest. But Bruno, dude, good to see you. How you doing? How you feeling? How's your Tuesday? New crib, bros back. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I took a week off to move everything. This is the new crib. This is how we're hanging out. We got the city carpet. You know what I mean? So yeah, got Jermaine back there. I'll show off Jermaine in a little bit. But yeah, you know, we're just hanging out, having a good old time. How you doing, Bruno? And K2 says, I think the arrangement of my song is something I've always struggled with. Yes. And being that feedback that you mentioned is something I've been researching and reading up on. So thank you for reminding me to work on the things I've gotten comfortable with. Oh yeah, of course. You're welcome, dude. Yeah, honestly, I think arrangement's the right word. I don't know. I'm not like a music theory, but I think arrangement's the right word. But yeah, just the idea of like intro, verse, chorus, outro. You know what I mean? I think it's really helpful, especially like how long each one should be too, because it's definitely changed a bit. Like back in like it helps K2. Like if you think about it, like a lot of older songs, the reason why they were so long isn't because they were like, yo, this just sounds so dope and needs to be for 5 minutes long. You know what I mean? It's because if you think about it, you can only fit 20 minutes of music per side of vinyl. And what's easier, make the song longer or make a brand new song? You know what I mean? So they would just make longer songs because then like, you know, if the song's longer, that's like, you know, you're going to buy the record either way. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, So yeah, if I'm keeping it real, that's what I would suspect. Like those super long like flute solos and stuff that would be on like old songs or like guitar solos, is because it's like, oh, it's based on the vinyl, so like, yeah, I mean, so yeah. And all that back then too was a lot of DJing too. It's a lot easier to DJ when the song's really long. But now that longer, because then like, you know, if you have a long breakdown section, it's a lot easier to fade in, fade out. So there's lots of reasons why his music was so long back then. But I feel like in modern days, it's like, you know, boom, boom, boom. Like, get to the good part as fast as possible, keeping it real. Like, you know, catch their ear, get to the good part. You know, verse, chorus, like, don't put too much fluff. Because, like, you know what I mean? People are trying to, I don't know. That's my opinion. But yeah, that's my philosophy when it comes to arrangement. But it changes per era of music. So it's not like, there isn't, like, a right answer. Like, I mean, obviously, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, sorry, I hope I'm not rambling too much, K2, but you know, King Gizzard, Lizard Wizard, they'll still do like 12-minute songs and stuff. Like people love it. But in my opinion, you know, I think I don't know. You know, just find the arrangement that works for you. But yeah, that was I think learning arrangement could really help a lot because it's just like, I mean, I hate to compare it like this, but even like if you think about like YouTubers talk about it a lot too, where they're like, oh, like the first 30 seconds is like the most important because then like you get their attention and blah blah blah. Like you think about they're like arranging the video, you know what I mean? So yeah. So I think it's just how we are these days. But yeah, oh my god, I'm messing around too much with a Sharpie. But sick, K2. I'm glad I could help though. Hell yeah, I do think arrangement's super important. Oh my god, it's so hot in my apartment right now. Turn the AC. But Bruno says, yo, this year I want to start to make my own music, but I wanted to ask from someone who produces music, how did you start and with what equipment? Because I feel like there's so much and I don't know where to start. Yeah, Bruno, when it comes to making music, I did a stream with NetNavi, Daniel NetNavi. I mean, I don't know why I said this one, but NetNavi, and they're really good at breaking down where to start. But I think the biggest thing, Bruno, there is a billion places to start, but it really just comes down to like picking one and just sticking with it. You just gotta pick one and stick with it because there is no best option. You're gonna find what works for you and just kind of stick with it. But if it helps, I started with FL Studio. There's a lot of like tutorials out there for FL Studio. I would say just, if you want my personal opinion, I would say just get FL Studio, get like the starter edition, whatever edition. I'm taking like the producer edition, but get producer edition and just lock in and like just know for the first like 1 year to like 5 years you're gonna suck. It's just not gonna sound good. And you just gotta, it's like Dark Souls, you gotta keep grinding. And the more you just keep making music, the better you get at it. And yeah. So yeah, that's what I would say, Bruno. Just get FL Studio and like stick with it. Or if it's not FL Studio, just whatever tool you pick, whatever program you pick, just stick with it. At least for like, I would say 6 months to a year. Because this is hard. But once you know how to do it, then it's like, okay, yeah, but yeah. I hope that makes sense. And K2 says you're rambling about interesting things, lol. You make some good points. Okay, cool, sick. Thank you, K2. I appreciate it. Yeah, cause I don't know. I think about music stuff. And Skyer coming with the assist. Hell yeah, thank you, Skyer. Bruno, Skyer says my recommendation: either get FL Studio or Reaper or a free tracker. And trackers are like it's like when you plug in the notes, it makes it sound a little more, it can make it look more 8-bitty, but it's really good for drum and bass too, actually. But I don't know, trackers look like a spreadsheet. It's pretty cool too. But anyways, and Sky says, and just experiment until you accidentally make something that makes you go, oh shit, how'd I do that? Yeah, to Sky's point, yeah, just you're gonna be like, I mean, watch tutorials and stuff, but like maybe if you're gonna make music today or someday, so you got 4 hours to make music, I would max spend 1 hour watching tutorials and the other 3 hours just banging your head against your computer monitor until you get that moment of like, oh shit, how to do that? Because yeah, it's gonna be a lot of just trial and error. And K2 also spitting, dude. Thank you, K2. Bruno also, K2 says, don't go crazy buying a bunch of plugins until you understand the stock plugins. And I 1,000,000,000% agree with that because sometimes I'll watch videos and be like, buy our plugin, it'll make your music sound like this. And it's like, whoa, that sounds so good. But you really don't need that until you understand what an equalizer is, like what that plugin is doing and why it makes it special. Otherwise, you end up buying a bunch of plugins that you technically already could have done with just the ones you already had that come with FL Studio or Ableton or Reaper or whatever you have, you know what I mean? So yeah. And honestly, keeping it real, Bruno, or K2 too, I don't know if you agree with me on this, but all I think you really need is like a good like stock reverb, stock delay, and just really understand the equalizer. And your music's gonna sound pretty banging just off those three. That's all you really need. Keeping it real. And then I'd start buying plugins once you understand how to get those three effects down. Like, oh yeah. And K2 says, I still haven't bought a single plugin. I feel you on that. Yeah, dude. Yep. Yeah, I bought like a handful. Like I like RC Color a lot, or RC20, because I like to make it sound lo-fi effects. I use FL Reverb stock. I use all the FL Flanger stocks. I use FabFilter, which is like a special EQ every once in a while. Like actually, funnily enough, I'm using FabFilter on OBS right now because they make my voice sound a little bit more like radio-y. Because like I got this cheap wireless mic, so it comes out like very tinny otherwise. And sometimes I use FabFilter when I'm mixing vocals, but you know, I'm not like the best vocal mixer. I bought Soothe 2 for vocals. Vocals, you can go kind of crazy with plugins. But yeah, really the only plugin I like bought that I use all the time is RC20, which kind of like it's like a lo-fi, it's like it has a sound to it, you know what I mean? Otherwise I use stock FL everything, I'm pretty sure. The only time I'll buy plugins too is because I do the whole, I don't know if you've noticed K2, but I do the whole weird thing where I'll use my effects live when I record songs and stuff. So sometimes I'll buy plugins just for the sole purpose of playing live and stuff like that to get fun, interesting noises and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. So yeah, so I guess if I had to, maybe about 5, but like, you know, in total, after making music for 15 years. Yeah, I mean. So yeah. The K2 I agree with a lot. Like, you really don't need more plugins. Like, I didn't need to buy 5. I just kind of did it because yeah, if that makes sense. Like, I could have lived just fine without them. All right, I gotta write one quick note to Marissa, and then I think we can start packing orders. And Bruno says, bet bro, you're the GOAT. Appreciate all y'all. I'm gonna be great, I promise. Hell yeah, thank you K2, thank you Skyer. Bruno says, thank you as well. Yeah, I mean, and thank you for the kind words, Bruno. I'm glad to be the GOAT. And I'm gonna be great, I promise. Hey man, hell yeah, I'm glad to hear. And don't forget to be great for yourself too, dude. Because, oh yeah, dude, I'm excited to see it. We love the... Yeah, I'm stoked for the Bruno greatness domination. We love the albums. All right, sick. Then we got this one last note, and then we're good to go. And then I'll show off Jermaine, so we can see how Jermaine's doing. Jermaine's actually doing super good. And thankfully, we've been getting hella good orders. I know I was just not complaining. The other day I was like, hey, it's gonna slow down, but now they're picking back up again. So I'm like, hey. Wait, here's Jermaine. Ba 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 ba. So yeah, so I mean, you saw Jermaine on Sunday. I don't know if you could see it, but there's a little nip. Like, my cats didn't get Jermaine. I guess Jermaine just had or maybe they did get him. Because I don't know why else there'd be a tear in Jermaine's leaf right here. I don't know if you could see it. I'm blocking it, but there's a little tear in the leaf right there. But otherwise, Jermaine's doing really good. And it looks like they got a new baby one sprouting right here in the stem. I don't know why Jermaine's making more leaves, bro. It's like, bro, chill. Jermaine's so happy, they just can't stop growing. So yeah, Jermaine's doing great. Oh my God. Put Jermaine back down. I'm probably gonna try to buy a pot for Jermaine on Thursday though. And then I gotta figure out where to put Jermaine after that, which is gonna be its own adventure. Because I finally finished unpacking. Oh, I forgot to write down too in the VOD notes yesterday to buy a wireless camera so we can finally show off the cats and stuff. So we can get the wireless mode or something. And Beardmish the Grant, that's a sick name, dude. How you doing? How's your Tuesday? Thanks for the new vinyl, homie. It plays wonderfully. I'm so glad to hear, dude. That's what's up. Yeah, dude, thank you for grabbing it. I'm glad to hear that it made it safe and sound and that it's playing good and you're jamming out, having a good old time, dude. Thank you. Where was I over here? I forgot. Oh, it was right here. No, I don't know what we're looking for. And K2 says, do you have any experience with live mode on FL Studio for performances or performance mode or whatever it's called? Yeah, actually, not trying to, I promise, not trying to tell you to join anything, but like in the Monster Kingdom thing that I have, I do have a video of me breaking down how I used to use FL performance mode. But K2, I would not recommend it. Don't use FL. I mean, in my opinion, I wouldn't use FL. I used to use it a lot, and it works. But deadass, what I do, dude, is I just go ahead and export like my song as like 8-bar loops. So I'll just go through and like make sure they all can loop into one another. And then I use an app called Remix Live on an iPad. and then I use that to perform live. Because essentially you have to do the exact same thing with FL Studio Performance Mode anyways, except Performance Mode, it's like such a headache to figure out. And then you're pulling up to shows like your whole laptop, and it's a whole thing, dude. I would recommend using it, like exporting your songs out for as loops or whatever, and then using an iPad with something like Remix Live, and you can still have your same beat pad and do what you know what I mean. So yeah, but it just takes a lot of like prep work to get your songs like performance ready, which you would have to do for performance mode anyways in FL. So get your songs performance ready, and then you know what I mean. So I hope that helps. But I do have like a whole like 40-minute video of me breaking down how I play live and stuff. That's in there. So yeah. But honestly, if I again, I'm not trying to get you to buy anything, so I would still say like, look at if you can figure it out, look up on YouTube Remix Live and stuff. You can I'm sure you can reverse engineer it. So yeah. But Skyer says buying plugins kick. If you're a FL Studio, there's a plethora of free stuff that works just as well as the multi-$100 plugins that work just fine on it. Synth 1 is about the only synth plugin you need once you figure it out. Yeah, Skyer, I agree. Yeah, most plugins you really necessarily don't need. But I feel like, I don't know. A lot of plugins I don't think you necessarily need other than like the stock FL ones. I definitely do like the plugins I've bought, but I agree, Skyer. You're like, I feel like it's more of like a shortcut than it is. Like I could have figured it out by using FL and stuff. And Beardmish says, nah, man, I had to represent. Years ago, Monster Tape Zero was my first CD I bought. Oh, dude, I'm so glad. Had to be the first vinyl when I saw you had them back in stock. Hey, thank you, Beardmish. I appreciate it, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I'm glad to hear I could be your first CD ever. That's wild. Hell yeah, thank you. And then, and yeah, dude, I appreciate, again, I don't know what to say. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. And I'm so honored to be like the first both CD and vinyl. That's so sick. And K2 says, oh, I'm about to watch that tonight. Thank you very much. Of course, dude, anytime. But yeah, I would just Google like Remix Live or something. I mean, that's what it's called. And K2 says, heading back to work, homie. Thank you for all the advice. Take care and be safe. Dude, of course, anytime, dude. Have fun at work, and you take care and be safe as well. Thanks for stopping by, dude. I appreciate it. Take it easy. Oh. So last night I had the idea of oh, and Sky says real quick, I'm saying this is someone with like thousands of freeware plugins, little fun to mess with, but definitely not needed. Yeah, Sky, I agree. What? So that's the thing, Sky, actually, if I may. When it comes to freeware stuff, I definitely, you know what's funny is Outer Space Date on Groovy Galaxy is all like freeware, like plugins, low-key. I needed like a good like orchestra plugin for all like the violins and stuff that I wanted. And honestly, the best one I could find was freeware. I was like, okay. I mean, I could have bought like, what like movie composers use, but it was like $3,000. And I was like, dude, I'm not about to pay $3,000 for one song. Yeah, I mean, so the best one I could find out of all like the individual one was a freeware plugin. But anyways, yeah, if I may, Skyer, I do. So if you're, yeah, freeware plugins, they're dope, but I do think they kind of like sour your taste. I think, when you pay for a plugin, some plugins are worth paying for, in my opinion. But to your point again, could you get away with only using stock plugins and save your money? I think you can. But I think, but I do think the paid plugins are kind of, I mean, it depends on like what your workflow is and stuff. I don't know. Also depends on your financial situation. Like if you were somebody who was like, if you got money to burn, I'd say buy the plugin. But if you're trying to save money, then yeah, I'd say take Skyer's advice, because Skyer's spitting. But yeah, there was a phase too when I was making music early on that I had like so many freeware plugins. And after a while, I was like, I don't ever use any of these. And now it's like, I install like 5 whenever I change computers. And I just use stock FL. You know what I mean? I'm like, I only really need 5. Like one of my low-key, one of my favorite like plugins. I mean, again, I agree with this guy, but one of my favorite plugins, if like you were to buy a plugin, I think it's IRC20. Again, you don't really need IRC20. I guess the most unique plugin that I think you kind of would have to buy is it's called Digitalysis. Andrew Wong made a video about it once, and what I like about it though, it has really interesting bit crushing effects. So if you want like very specific like bit crush sound to something, is really nice. And I've used it on a few tracks, just because we specifically make like, I mean, I guess I do, but a lot of us make more specifically like we want like kind of like glitched out lo-fi music. Digitalis does really good like, make your song, like it'll be like a plugin that'll make it sound like it was like downloaded from YouTube on like 128 kilobit. So it'll purposely like degrade it as a live feed. So it's as if the song like decreases in quality and comes back to hi-fi. So, which I don't know any other plugin that could do that. So I was like, yo. So there's a few songs where I do that. So yeah. And but anyways, Bruno says, also headed back to homework, lol. Hey, nice. Have a good night, and thanks for the help again. Of course, dude, anytime. Have fun doing homework, and take it easy, dude. And Skyer says, it mainly came around for archival and occasional experimenting at this point. Okay, that makes sense. And mainly specified FL Studio since it has native bridging for older 32-bit plugins, etc. True. But that's like you're like archiving plugins. That's like you archive in general, Skyer. Like low key. I remember, I don't know if I told you this, but you know Utopia District, Indie Advent, the homie Indie, they're also like a big archiver. And I remember for a little bit, they were talking to me and NanoShrine about how we could set up like a Vaporwave archive of like everything ever Vaporwave. And I was like, dude, that would be some expensive hosting costs, bro. He's like, we can't do it for free. And I was like, dude, there's no way we can like have gigabytes of Vaporwave albums. You have like every Vaporwave album ever made. They just host it somewhere for free, dude. Unless you like buy your own NAS or something. And yo, Roses, good to see you. How you doing? How's your Tuesday? How have you been? Cool. Boom, 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 boom. And oh my God, Soapy Fork! No way, dude. How you doing? It's so good to see you. How you been, dude? How you been, dude? But any sample packs worth getting? Soapy, what sample packs would I recommend? I mean, there's a lot. I know. I mean, I think you're trying to make more EDM, right, Soapy Fork? Honestly, I don't know if this would be necessarily good for EDM, but there's a producer named The Count, like, you know, Count Dracula, but like with a K, so like Kount. They have my favorite drums. Every sample pack they release, I always just instantly buy it because like their kick noises are like kick sounds are so good for like this is. I'm pretty sure this is a Count kick that you're listening to right now. You know what I mean? Because they have just the right like beef to them. I don't know how to describe it. But for EDM, you want like a more higher pitched kicks. I don't know if that's really worth it, but I would say The Count. And then there's a website called Producer Loops Soapy Fork that has lots of good like EDM, and I get my drum and bass kits from there sometimes too, from Producer Loops. So I either say go to The Count or look at Producer Loops and plug around there. And like house and D&B centric stuff. Sick. Well, let me know how you're doing too, dude. But then go to Producer Loops. They have a lot of stuff there. And they usually have like pretty good deals and stuff, Soapy Fork. But Rosa says, oh, it's Tuesday, lol. I lost track of time. It's been nice. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah. But I'm glad to hear it's been nice. That's awesome. Yeah, my day's been pretty nice too. I woke up, ate my air fryer pancakes with some honey. Now I'm chilling. Just packing up this vinyl order for James. But I guess now that it's 30 minutes in, I probably should talk about the title of the stream. So honestly, I literally got out the shower like 10 minutes before the stream. So yeah. Oh, what? Oh, real quick, Rosa says, nice pancakes. Yeah, the ones I was mentioning last time. I don't know, I'm wondering if I'll ever get tired of them. I don't know if I will, but like honestly, it's like for the amount of protein and how cheap they are, I'm like, this is kind of perfect. And then so it's been great. And then Soapy Fork says, been good, lol. I'm debating team captain now. Hey, sick. That's what's up, dude. Hell yeah. Be debating. That's cool, dude. Congrats on that. Yeah, on my end, since last time we talked, yeah, I've just been busy, dude. Arizona's been like kind of wild. Because I'm not gonna lie, dude, like since I moved out here, things have like only gotten like ironically bigger, but like more from like an online sense. So then I started getting a lot of people like from all over like reaching out. Like so before the other day, I've just moved recently, like in Arizona still. And I think I was mentioning on stream, but I spent like about like 6 hours replying to people on Friday. Like literally like a whole work shift just replying to like individual emails and like text messages and Instagrams. So yeah, so it's my life's been kind of like, whoa. And it was all like people haven't talked to me in like a while too, so I was like, oh dang. But yeah. But oh yeah, so the title of the stream is tips for when you end a struggle. So I guess like I know this is random, but like keeping it real, you know, I grew up kind of in the struggle, not gonna lie. I had some rough times growing up, so I think I learned a thing or two, and it's kind of been helpful doing all the music stuff, because honestly it made me not afraid. I mean I was always afraid of like, one of my big things my mom was always like, never get a credit card. But then when I was working in tech and stuff, I was like, actually no, this kind of makes sense. But then now I'm kind of like, oh, I see what my mom was talking about. But that being said though, I guess let me real quick. I guess that being said though, I've never been afraid to like lose money because I'm like, well, I know what it's like. I'll be alright. You know what I mean? But reply Soapy Fork. Oh damn, great to hear you're growing, dog. You still planning live shows? I haven't, Soapy Fork. One, because of I think I told you about like how Crystal costed a lot of money, and sometimes we did good, sometimes we didn't do good. Sometimes I lost a lot of money. You know what I mean? But I think we ended like over the whole 2 years of Crystal, we ended up breaking net profit. But it's, you know, the last year was kind of like you know what I mean? But anyways, so part of it's money, but it's honestly not even been. I mean, it's been 30% money, 70%. I just haven't had the time, because I stopped doing the warehouse thing because I couldn't afford it anymore. And now we're doing good because I'm back on my own orders, but I literally just don't have time to like plan a show. But one thing I just realized is I've been trying to think more like, how can I get help? And I wanted to hire an assistant for a while now. And I've mentioned it a few times on stream, but I think what I'm gonna do is because a lot of the Crystal stuff was just, again, talking to people, just like, hey, like, here's a discount code, here's that. Okay, you know, bring your friends on the guest list, but they have to come in during load, like, you know, just answering all the questions from everybody. And that was like a big, and even talking to the venue, like sending, hey venue, here's this long email with all blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, if I had an assistant, that would 70% of the work of Crystal or running a show would probably just poof, disappear. Because all I have to be like is, you know what to do, assistant. Just, if the venue complains, tell them this, you know. So I could, so I might. I've been thinking about it. I was like, maybe it's time. It might be time. So we'll see. But I still have to get the assistant. I have to get them onboarded, see how things go, get into the flow of it, and see what their free time is like. Because I don't want to just like hire them and be like, okay, cool. Here's everything I do. You know what I mean? Here's everything ever. So yeah, I think the main focus for them was probably going to be helping me like get cheaper mailers, like research different stuff to make the Groovy Kaiju more optimized and efficient. And then depending on how much more free time they have after that, then I'll probably be like, I'm gonna try running the show or organizing the show. And then, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I might Soapy Fork, I might. But that's like literally something I just thought of a week ago while I was in the shower. I was like, wait, they could handle all the stuff they could handle all that. So yeah, well, I just kicked the rug, Lamau. So yeah, but also out here in Arizona, dude, like the venues out here, like literally like I think 2 closed down since July. Since July, like 2 like venues, like one was like a really good vaporwave venue called Endgame, and it was all like, you know, gaming themed, and they had like a super sick multiple stages and stuff. They just shut down. And then there was another venue that like literally every time I'd go to somewhere and they'd be like, oh, you make music, let me hear it. They'd like listen to a song and be like, bro, you should play at Dark Star. This would be perfect for that place. They shut down too. So, you know what I mean? So a lot of the venues out here are kind of like, kind of struggling. But I got homies that have been playing at this one place called Last Exit out here in Arizona. It's actually, funnily enough, kind of similar to Tide. And then it's like an indoor thing where they have like an outdoor thing where you can hang out. And it's a pretty cool venue, but it's just smaller than High Tide. So I'm like, Arizona's not as big as LA. So I'm like, maybe that's good that it's smaller. But at the same time, I've been, at the point I've been growing. So I'm like, I don't know. The first crystal did so good. People were like pissed when they couldn't come. And low key, when I played a show in San Diego, I oversold it because like the venue lied about how big they were. And that also was like really, really bad. So I'm kind of like scared to do people else. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure it out. But it would be cool to play a show again. And I think I finally figured out a way to make it like, I can afford and find the time for it finally. But again, this wouldn't be till probably after summer because it's so hot out here in Arizona. So, and plus I'd want to get that assistant onboarded and everything. So maybe the earliest would be like October, maybe. So yeah. So I need, what do I need? I need stickers. But yeah, that's been one like weird, now that I'm older, blessing in disguise is that like I'm not afraid of the grind when you're struggling. So I guess my tips are, honestly, number one is, and maybe this is kind of like counterintuitive, but like, dude, having a Costco membership is kind of goated. And I know that's like, bro, I'm trying to save money, not spend more money on a membership. But dude, the $1.50 hot dog at Costco is like ridiculous. You can't even buy the ingredients for $1.50, low key. And it comes with a drink. So like that's been like my go-to lately when I had to get food on the go, was like, is there a Costco nearby? Because then I know for a fact I can get like literally a $3 meal that's like actually really filling. I mean, in a good way and a bad way, like about 1,000 calories. And like, since it's like 100% beef, it's like a lot more satiating. You know what I mean? So yeah. And then on top of that, then you get all the frozen chicken and stuff. That's probably my second thing, is just like, if you don't already have an Instant Pot, this probably won't apply to you, but yeah, getting frozen chicken like in bulk, that's kind of lit too. And of course, like rice and stuff. So like having access to Costco, I feel like is a good one. I'm looking for like little sticker bags. I used to have a bunch. I don't know where they went. Do I not have any more? I might not have any more, dude. Dang. I might have to put them all on the CD. Yeah. Huh. And Rosa says, I think I remember hearing the owner also refusing to raise the prices. It's crazy and delicious. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I think the quote is, if you raise the price of the hot dog, I'll kill you. Talking to the other owner or something. Because they're like so passionate about having that, like, like, I guess, I don't know if the word is lead magnet, but just, getting people like fed and getting people into the store. But they're like, yo, you need to keep the price $1.50. So yeah, so it's kind of funny, but it's also like, dang, they very passionately want that to be only $1.50. But yeah, so I think Costco step one, because then also you get access to bulk stuff, so that's really good. And then the second is, honestly, low key. I mean, maybe this isn't as good, but fast food coupons can be good, because what I've noticed for like, I don't know, at least what I've been doing is El Pollo Loco. Dude, they have like this thing where it's like you can get like a family of 4 meal for like $20, and it's like a ton of food. Like it's at least like if I had to guess, like 6 meals worth of food. You like stretch out to 6 separate meals if you were like really, depending on how much you eat. But so if you do the math, it's only about like $4 per meal, and like it's really easy because you reheat it. And El Pollo Loco, since they like flame grill everything, it's not too bad. Oh wow. Yeah, I ran out of sticker bags. Oh, what am I gonna do in this situation? Dang. Boom, 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 boom. Huh. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Now I'm like, dang, what am I gonna do? I guess I kind of have to put them all on the CD. I'll put them on the CD. Let me write it on the note so they know to check the CD. But yeah, but I think, you know, at least out here in Arizona, we get like fast food coupons in our mail. So like that's been really helpful. Another one is too, Sam's Club gas is kind of lit. Oh, fold a paper to put them inside too if no one doesn't order a CD. Oh, true, I could. Do I have a paper? I don't know if I do, because I was thinking, Roses, I could try to put them in a piece of cardboard, but I don't want them to just like slide around in the cardboard. Yeah, I'll just order some sticker bags after this. I think they're the only person that has enough stickers to, yeah, I mean, what's it called? They have enough stickers to, I forgot what I'm trying to say with my brain. But I think you know what I mean, hopefully. But yeah. So what's another good struggle? I think, so low-key I have both Sam's Club and Costco because Sam's Club was doing a promotion. So I was like, let me try it out. And Sam's Club gas has kind of been like a lifesaver. I'm not going to lie. I've gotten like a ton of Sam's Club gas and it's pretty cheap. It's like super cheap. It's like under $3 out here in Arizona. I'm like, dang, under $3 gas? I'm like, am I living in 2008? What's going on? You know what I mean? Am I in 2006 all over again? But yeah, I'm trying to think of another good one. Obviously, don't waste food if you can. Like, try to figure out a way to cook everything in whatever weird way you can. And also, too, another thing is, too, just for personal finance in general, like, you want to look at the Reddit personal finance guide, I call it. Like, if you just Google Reddit personal finance guide, there's like a whole flow chart that like shows you exactly what you should be doing with your money, no matter like what stage you are financially. That's been super cool. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, Rosa says that, okay, Rosa knows what I'm saying. Sick. And thank you for telling me to hydrate, Roses. Zaku says, keep trying, we have time. I know, yeah. Yeah, I really don't know. I think I might have used the last one, Zaku. Because honestly, I didn't like the sticker bags that I had. Like, they looked nice, but they were like super annoying to, what's it called? To like get together. So yeah. Oh, but they have a keychain too. Yeah, we might have to find one. Dang. All right, well, here, if anything, what's it called? I have printer paper out in the studio, or in my living room. Oh my god, the studio. So I'm gonna run out there. You can still hear me and stuff. But and Rampage, dude, good to see you, Rampage. How's your Tuesday? How you doing? Gas Buddy is my go-to app because, you know, gas is expensive in California. Yeah, it really is. Just don't use it while driving. Yeah, true. Yeah, Gas Buddy's pretty good. I used to always just default to Arco whenever I was like out in California because they tend to always be the cheapest. But even then, like, it depends per location. Like, Arco on like one side of town could be like completely different from Arco on another side of town. So I'd always like, you know, if I was on one side of town, I guess like to your point, Gas Buddy will tell you like what side of town gas is cheaper. So whenever I just go to that side of town, I'm like, oh, let me get gas while I'm over on this side to like make things work out. So yeah. Oh, we're back. Da-da-da. But yeah, let me put this over here. Gotta get them a keychain. We already got the stickers and stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what other struggle tips do I got? Struggle tips. Honestly, I know this is kind of oh, I know another good one. Dude, coffee got expensive. So this is actually like a common thing that's happening with the economy right now, is that coffee is kind of like tanking because I think something with like, you know, climate change, which unfortunately is like making it harder to grow coffee because like coffee can only be grown on the equator or something like that. So because of climate change, it's like making the conditions bad for coffee. So coffee beans are getting really expensive to buy. So a lot of people are starting to use little like caffeine powders. And yeah, dude, I'd say find you a little caffeine powder because it's actually like hella more. That's what I've been started doing to get my like fix every morning. But it's also kind of weird now because I kind of like starting my day with a cup of coffee because there's like something about that that's just like, oh, yes, But now I have to start off with like chemical powder. So it's a little goofy, but keeping it real, like essentially I get the same amount, like cup of coffee every morning, like my 100 milligrams. It's only like 15 cents. So I'm like, dang. And it's like you just put in some water. And I guess the other part of this tip is that water stores kind of underrated, dude. Like I know you can get your own filtered water and stuff like that, but keeping it real, dude. I found like a water store near me, and like it's pretty sick. And like the water, I don't know, getting water from a water store, usually it's like super like tasty. I don't know, something about it. And Rosa says, did you hear about the mushroom coffee? Maybe remember that? I have heard of mushroom coffee, but maybe I should try it. I don't know, maybe it's me being silly, but I'm like, I don't know about that. I'm kind of like, I don't know about that one. But that's probably just me being me. I don't know. You know, sometimes you just hear something, and you're like, I don't know. It's like my skeptical brain turned on. But I probably should try it. Next time I go to like a coffee shop or something, I'll see if they... Because sometimes they serve it at coffee shops. So next time I go, I'll give it a try. But thank you, Roses. Yeah, future me, when I rewatch the VOD, write down to try some mushroom coffee, because I knock it without even trying it. And you know, you're not supposed to knock it before you try it, you know what I'm saying? And Skyer says, caffeinated tea is also an option if you need it to be warm/hot drink. That's true. Yeah, I am like, I love tea, honestly. But I don't know, for me, I don't know about for you. How you feel about tea, Skyer? Because every time I like put 2 tea bags in like a hot tea, and it gives me like a coffee feeling, but and like in terms of like the energy, but at the same time, I don't know. I hate to admit it, but coffee gives you a more of like you take one sip and you're like, let's go. Whereas tea, it's a more like, it's like, you know, it's like it takes a little longer to hit, and I kind of like I hate to admit it, but I like the like instant like smack. Yeah. It's probably horrible for me to say that, but I mean that's how it is. That's how it is for me, dude. I do think tea is the better like energy, but I don't know if that makes sense. But Zaku says water store, this food's Mexican now. Is water, you have to, what? I thought water store's not for everybody? I mean, I do, you know what I mean? Zaku. The hell yeah. Sukomi, the best for real. Hey, thank you, dude. How you doing? Thanks for the kind words. Just popping in to be nice. I appreciate it. How's your Tuesday? If you're still watching, how you been? And Rampage says they got Phil's out there in AZ. Best couches hand down. I've been to Phil's. Are you a Phil's guy? I don't know if we had Phil's in AZ. I know we had them in SoCal. They were just opening up, and all my Bay Area homies were like, "Yo, we got Phil's now. Let's go." And I know like this is like Bay Area slander, but I thought Phil's was okay. It wasn't like that special to me. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'll have to check. I know we got them in LA though, and I've been to Phil's a bunch. So I used to live in San Jose for a bit, so it's like I'm not like anti-Phil's, but it's also like I'm not a Phil's hyper. That makes sense. Oh, they didn't get someone else got oh, I'm silly. Someone else got well, I guess they're getting one now. Well, actually, no, because pretty much I gave someone an air freshener, they didn't order it, and I'm like, should I give it to them? But I'm also at the same time, I'm like, I only have 3 left, and just in case someone else buys one. Dang, now I feel bad though. That's okay. But Skyer says I drink only tea if I can get my hands on the good stuff more often around here without having to import. My bloodstream would be only matcha. Fucking matcha. I feel it, dude. Yeah, I was doing matcha for a little bit, and matcha is similar to like what I was saying about coffee in that it gives you a more like slow burn energy, which is really nice because like you drink matcha and you're still kind of tired, but then like when it, you know, when you start actually going outside and getting your day going, it's like, okay, now like the energy lasts a lot longer. Whereas coffee, it's kind of like it's like spike and then crash. Whereas matcha is more like a woo. You know what I mean? So that's really nice about matcha. But yeah, but the thing about matcha though too is dude, it was kind of expensive. I was ordering like a lot of matcha and I was like, dang, this is like just as expensive, if not more expensive than getting coffee. So yeah. And Rampage says, yeah, I am no doubt excited to see them in Irvine. Okay, sick. Excited to see anything in Irvine? Yeah. Y'all got the Hello Kitty Cafe though. That's super random, but that's pretty cool. I went there once. It was a vibe. And then Sukomi says, found you through Spotify last week, and I swear the vibes of your songs and bring are just super awesome. Big shouts out to you. Hey, thank you, dude. Well, I'm glad to hear you found my stuff through Spotify. Thanks for letting me know. And thanks for taking the time to check it out. And yeah, I'm glad to hear that the vibes are great. Yeah, that's all I'm pretty much trying to do is just, you know, make some fun music, have some good times, hang out, chill. So yeah, thank you, Sugomi. Thank you for the shout out, dude. Shouts out to you for listening. All right, cool. All right, we got James's keychain. They got a bunch of stickers in the CD. We're good to go. I think James's order is ready. In fact, I should give him. Oh, see, this is where I'll give him one more keychain. That's what I'll do. Oh my god. But yeah, any other struggle tips I can think of? Yeah, I think, yeah, low-key, just getting high-quality water, honestly, kind of changes the game. Because when you get high-quality water from like a water store or something, then you can like unlock, like every like powdered drink tastes 10 times better. Because like, you know, if you have like super clean water, then like the powdered, I don't know, tea, powdered energy, powdered Kool-Aid, all that tastes just 10 times better. So then like you get to save a ton of money on like, you know, beverages by just having like good clean water. And the water itself is like 25 cents a gallon or something like that. You know what I mean? But I guess to do a water store thing, you kind of need a car. So that kind of like, you know, it depends on where we are in the struggle, but yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I don't know. I'm sure I can think of it. If someone were to ask me a specific struggle tip, I can help out. I've been trying to like talk to friends who are also trying to save money. I'm like, what's your struggle tips? And like, I don't know, man, I just kind of do whatever. And I'm like, nah, man, you gotta have a strategy. Like every once in a while, like, I don't know, also, I guess another struggle tip is, dude, track your expenses every month. Like I categorize it and then be like, which ones can I like slowly chip at? So if like food seems like a really high expense, like what can you do to like optimize that? Cause like I have some friends visiting in like a few weeks so we can do a baseball thing. And so now whenever I'm about to eat food, I'm like, wait, let me not go out because like I know I'm about to like go kind of wild on food when they probably come visit. So I was like, let me just eat like, I don't know, dog food, like cat food. Damn dear. For like the next few weeks. So by the time they come, I won't feel as guilty. You know what I mean? Because I've been like, yeah. And Rosa says, I remember I didn't believe water tasted differently until fairly recently, lol. It's a little weird. Yeah, exactly. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like at a certain point when you just start getting older, your brain just unlocks water flavor or something. I don't know. Then it's like, it's really hard to find like good, high quality water. So, you know, because even like, you know, water bottle water, it's that's also kind of like, you know what I mean? Like you can kind of taste the difference between different water bottles. But yeah. But I think if you get like super high, like quadruple filtered water from like a water store, because they usually have those big machines to filter water, again, everything you can, like all the powders and stuff, which are usually like super cheap to get, like all the individual powders. Like it makes, like, you know, it's like 10 times cheaper than like drinking Coca-Cola, like buying like a, you know, 6-pack of Coke or something. Because yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. And yeah, track your expenses, because then it becomes, you know, it's a lot easier to be like, oh, I got chipped down on that. Like, why am I spending so much on subscriptions? That's also just having a running list of your subscriptions, I think really helps too. It's helped me a lot. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll be like, I can only afford, like, you know, these are my favorite creators. Sometimes I'll subscribe to something and then I'll look and be like, oh, well, do I want this or will I want this right now? And sometimes, you know, you can always come back. So sometimes I'll cancel to subscribe to somebody else. And then that way I'm not ever going like spending like all my money on random creator subscriptions. But Rose says to save money for entertainment pirating. True. Yeah. But that's the thing too, is like, it's not even like I mean, in my opinion, it's not even like a mean tip or anything, or like a bad tip, because like, I'm always like, yo, look, if you really can't afford it, hey, just, you know, pirate it. Just tell a friend, you know what I mean? And when you can, just try to double back and buy the stuff that you know what I mean, that you maybe pirated in the past. I definitely have. Like, I've personally gone back and like a lot of my favorite games that I've like, I don't know, when I was a kid and I couldn't afford it, you know, I sold the 7 Seas for, I went back and bought them because I really appreciate them. Or I bought like the remastered editions or something, you know what I mean? So yeah. Like, I think if you like, you know, if you're making like a bunch of money and you're still pirating, it's like, all right, man, come on. Come on, bro. But you know, like, you know what I mean? If you're really actually like kind of down bad, like, yeah, man, just, I say go for it. Because I'm sure like I don't know, any like, I feel like most, I'm not gonna say every artist, because some artists are very much like, I don't care what your situation is, pay me, bro. That's crazy. But I feel like most artists just want their work to be seen. And of course they want to be appreciated too. But like, you know, for the most part, like, if it's really like that situation, I'd rather, at least for me personally, I'd rather someone, you know, pirate Monster State Zero or something, if they really, you know what I mean, can't afford the shipping. And then, you know, buy it at a later time, then just never listen to it, you know what I mean? So yeah. But Skyer says, yeah, that's what I did with FL. Yeah, same. I'm not gonna lie. I got FL like as a kid. You know what I mean? But then I went back and now I've given FL so much money. So much money, dude. But you know what I mean? But now it's because I'm kind of like locked in. So whatever FL wants me to buy, I'm pretty much have to buy it. You know what I mean? Because that's the only thing I know how to do. And I like it though. You know what I mean? Image lines sick. They're cool. I buy like FL partnered products all the time and stuff because yeah. But I'll start with me being like 13, being like, I'm trying to make beats. And Rosa says, yep, but if you actually want an official thing, to split the cost with a friend or borrow it if you don't mind. Oh yeah, true. You can always split the cost with somebody, yeah. Oh yeah, you can always borrow too. Yeah, you're spitting roses. Oh, I should have made it bigger. Okay, I'll do one more. And yeah, I'm trying to think the last time I split the cost with a friend on something other than like food. Yeah, I can't think of anything. Oh, actually, you know what? No, deadass. There's like one creator I have a friend that's also like a big fan of, but like they also just aren't in a position to subscribe to their thing. So every once in a while, if there's like a really good video that was like a patron only thing, I'd be like, yo, man, check this out. You know what I mean? So yeah. And Skyer says, to be fair, the only people who really hurt from piracy are publishing companies, and indies are mostly publishing companies. Yeah, you're spitting. You're spitting. And this person's name was James because I said it like 10 times. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. If I understand correctly, But I don't know, I'm kind of I don't know if this is just me, but I've kind of like, I'm mostly subscribed like everything. I've kind of gotten to a point where I notice I spend a lot of my money on like individual people. If you don't mind me asking, is that something for y'all too? Like, do you tend to buy like media now from like individual people? Because I like don't really like, I guess games you kind of have to, like games, like there's not many people can build a game all by themselves. So that one's kind of different. But like when it comes to like music, when it comes to a lot of things, I tend to just buy directly from people these days for all my stuff. Like, I don't know, like this shirt I got from, literally I Venmo'd the dude. They're like in the Kaiju Club. I really like their music. And they're like, well, we made shirts. And I was like, hey, actually, genuinely, I want one. You know what I mean? So like, a lot of stuff I'm buying these days, I tend to get like directly from people. Rosa says, yeah, when I can and I want more. Okay, so yeah, sick, hell yeah. Yeah, I just kind of noticed that's how things are. I don't know if that was just like a me thing, because that's what I am doing as well. As I just am also like an independent person, like selling stuff. I'm like, I wonder if this is how things are going, or if it's like, because I'm that kind of person that like that's what's going on here. You know what I mean? So yeah. And Skyr says, aside from games on Steam, that's what I usually try to do. Yeah, exactly. Even like books. I want to read more, dude. But yeah, even when I do buy a book, it tends to be from like an independent person that's like, yo, buy my book. Here's the PDF. Okay, peace. You know what I mean? I kind of want to write a book about something. I feel like that'd be kind of sick. But at the same time, I don't know what I write a book about. And also, I don't read a ton of books either, so... Actually, no, I do. What am I talking about? I've like read like a bunch of books. My Kindle's kind of I got a lot of different books on my Kindle. It's kind of like I feel like the same way about reading like I do Star Wars. Like I remember, I don't know if I told the story before, but I remember when I saw Star Wars Episode 7, like after Disney bought Star Wars and stuff. I used to tell people like, I'm not that big of a, I like Star Wars, but I'm like a huge Star Wars fan. You know what I mean? And I remember walking to the theaters and someone was like, yeah, the movie was good. I didn't really get it though, because I didn't watch the other ones. And I was like, what do you mean you haven't seen the other Star Wars? You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean you haven't seen the other, like, are you not a human? Are you an alien? Like, what do you mean you haven't seen Star Wars? You know what I mean? And then that was that moment that I was like, oh, maybe I am a Star Wars fan. You know what I mean? Because there's people out here who really haven't seen every single Star Wars. Like to me, the seal, like the floor of Star Wars fan was like, you've seen all of them, episodes from the shows, you bought an action figure or two. You know what I mean? I bought literally everyone on planet Earth. It's kind of like I thought everyone heard like a Michael Jackson song in their life, but I guess not, dude. I was like, oh wow. And then, but so that's how I feel about books. Like I've read, like I don't know. I used to be like really anti-book. That was a weird thing to be, but like I don't know, just because school, like I hated like assigned reading, and I'm still not a big fan of like reading books for stories, but I've gotten really into books for like the knowledge. But so I read lots of books about like different topics, and I was like, oh wow, there are some things that you kind of can only really learn from reading a book. Like, cause I used to be a big like teach myself everything on YouTube, but then after I started buying more and more books, I was like, wait a minute, this is kind of, there's certain topics I want to learn about that like just are a lot easier to learn through a book. So I've read about, I had to guess, in like the past year, I probably read about like a book or two a year. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. But Skyr says, I only really buy books secondhand at thrift stores nowadays, unless it's really old or rare. The value drops off a cliff once it's purchased for the first time, which has made them really hard to resell after reading them myself. So Skyr, I'm also, against, because I'm reading books too for like knowledge and stuff, I agree, yeah. Getting it from a thrift store is kind of lit. And I like owning media, because to your point, I mean, so there's one thing I keep shooting myself in the foot on, is that as much as I'm like a physical media guy, every once, like, as soon as I'm like, I kind of want the digital version, I instantly regret it. Because I'm like, damn, I could have, I mean, I guess on eBay afterwards or something, you know what I mean? Because I owned it. Now I don't own it. You know what I mean? But, what's it called? Yeah, so I've gotten some books from resale stores and stuff. What was I trying to say about? Oh, I like my Kindle because I like highlighting and getting, like, Kindle lets you export your highlights. So it's been really nice to just, if I read a book about something, sometimes I want to just read my highlights. That way I could be like, what was this book again? Oh yeah. I mean, I could just read, rather than rereading the entire 400-page book, I could just read the parts and then like, oh, it'll all start clicking again. You know what I mean? Whereas if I had like a physical book, I'd have to like sit there and like, okay, highlight. You know what I mean? So, cause yeah, I'm a big annotator. That's the thing I'm trying to say. And yeah, and then when you annotate a physical book, then it's like the resale value really drops because it's like no one wants like your notes in a, you know what I mean? Your perspective on their book. But yeah, I guess someone might. But yeah. And then Rosa says, nah, because that's like watching the last season of an anime. It connects stuff. If you got into the spinoff media like the Clone Wars cartoons comics, then yeah. But even then, it's valid. Just see the movies. To me, there's no wrong way to enjoy stuff. I agree, Roses. Exactly. Yeah. And that's the point, Roses. I think because, Star Wars 7 was like so hyped because like, it hasn't been Star Wars for so long. The person probably was just like, yeah, I'll go with my family to go see Star Wars, with my friends. And they didn't watch the other one. So they were like so lost in the whole thing. It was like, to your point, they watched the last season of an anime like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? You're like watching the Demon Slayer movie. It's like, why are they even here? Who's this guy? You know what I mean? You haven't watched the anime. But yeah, to me, Roses, it was like, I feel like a Star Wars fan was someone who watched all of Clone Wars. Their whole house was like Star Wars head to toe. Like but I didn't realize that, you know what I mean? Even just watching the movies and being able to quote them made you, I don't know. It's because, I know some real Star Wars fans. I know some people that are like, bro, I got like the Shakespeare version of Star Wars as a book. And then, blah, you know what I mean? They blah, blah, blah. Or like, bro, I got the unreleased 4K original film reel of Star Wars. Like, yeah, I knew people like that. Like, bro, look at my lightsaber that you know what I mean? So I have lots of friends that are like super mega Star Wars heads. So to me, I was like, I'm not a fan. But really, it's like, I don't know. It's perspective. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah. And Skyr says, that's why whenever I'll get one physical, I go and find a digital one for free since I ain't buying twice, so I have both. That's true. That is true. But I guess where I'm really goofing up is I use Kindle. And it's been really handy to find the Kindle version of stuff. But and even like reading PDFs on a Kindle, like you can't like adjust the text size and stuff. It's, I don't know. I feel like digital books is kind of like it's not a solved problem. Because like, I don't know, it's been hard. Kindles kind of want you to buy the Kindle version, not to use a PDF. So it's goofy. But there's not any other, are there other ebook readers even? Like more optimized book, I'll have to look that up at some point. But on that note too, I've also been trying to get more into audiobooks. Because remember once I was telling someone, I was like, yeah, I love books, but I wish I'd have to like read them. I wish I could just listen to them. And they're like, this is like dead ass. They were like, it was like 2020, and they were like, bro, there's a such thing as an audiobook, right? And I was like, oh yeah, duh. So, but I wanted something to just read the PDF for me, and I guess like literally the new Chrome update, just announced that. So I'm about to be listening to some books because sometimes I don't have audiobooks, so it's like, dang, and I don't know. I'd be lazy sometimes. I'm like, I want this thing, but it's just too lazy to Google it. But Skyer says there are other ebook readers, but they just get a bit pricey. Okay, so I'll look into it. And Moo Mill, good to see you. Good to see. How's your Tuesday? And Moo Mill says Kindle readers are going extinct. Lol. Yeah, I know there's one guy on YouTube named Damn It Jeff, who's a creator. They like jailbreak all their Kindles and stuff, and like they look pretty sick after they get jailbroken. And I wonder if like that will solve some of my problems if I had a jailbroken Kindle. Because even just like a simple quality of life thing is like most PDFs, they usually have some like borders on them if you like buy a PDF book. And it's like, I wish I could just be like, hey, always zoom in like by 20%. And then all the actual written content would be clearly way more visible if you just zoomed in 20% on every page. You know what I mean? But Kindles can't do that. So yeah. Because it's like just remove the borders and just, I don't know. Because sometimes I'm like, it's late at night, I'm trying to read before I go to bed, and I'm like, you know what I mean? So yeah. And Rosa says, I want to read more, but I'm so picky about reading. I like reading physical books. I feel you on that, yeah. Yeah, physical books are nice to like hold, to have. And I don't know, something about it just kind of like, yeah, I read. You know what I mean? You have a physical book, it's like, I read. What about it? You know what I mean? It's kind of a subtle flex, I ain't gonna lie. When I have my Kindle, I'm like, have my Kindle. And when I got the physical book, I'm like, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm back in the BC times, eating an apple under a tree, learning real about the life, but like, you know what I mean? Going back to original human form. I don't know if I'm over. That's just what I think in my brain. I just imagine myself as like a young scholar from the BC times, learning interesting topics. So I feel going on roses. And Mumo, so that's kind of genius. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe when I don't know, I'll figure this out. I don't know. Maybe I gotta be the. That's the thing too. Is like what's really frustrating is when you learn how to code and you're like really good at it, you get all these ideas for things that you could do, and you're like, I just don't have the time. So you get extra pissed because not only do you know that's what you want, but you know you could do it. It's just, you know what I mean? So like technology just makes you 10 times more angry because you're just like, I know I can do this. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. It's kind of like when you're watching your little brother play a video game. Yeah, that's a good example. It's like when you watch your little brother play a video game, it's like, oh my God, you're so dumb, dude, just give me the controller. You know what I mean? So yeah. And Skyer says, but do physical books have a black backlights? Checkmate. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing too, is that trying to read at night and you have to have like a reading light and stuff, and it's like, it's just really nice. Especially because you know, if you like you have like you're sleeping next to somebody, then you don't want to have your reading light on when they're trying to go to bed, because it's like, I'm trying to go to bed. Whereas the Kindle, you can like put the brightness down super low and like, you know, it's just shining on your face. So it's a lot easier, you know what I mean? So yeah. And Saku says that's his impression of people that have Kindles. I have a Kindle, so that's my impression of myself. I'm gonna end up putting a skateboard in here and be like, this is what people who have Kindles are like, and just do a kickflip. That is my impression, Saku. You spitting. But Rampage is a subtle flex. I love that. Yeah, exactly. Same goes for like a box Switch or PS5. Yeah, no, for real. When you go to your homie's house and he has like the collector's edition of like Fallout or something, you're like, oh, I see you. I see what you're doing there. You know what I'm saying? And Rosa says, if you're comfortable looking into Anna's archive, oh wait, no, Moomil, I'm sorry. I'll read you next to Rosa, I'm sorry. Moomil says, I remember when I was a kid, my Kindle got stuck in the wall at a hotel in Houston. I never got it back. Stuck in the wall? Like, did you like push it in there or something? How'd that happen? Or did you like lose it on the elevator or something? Huh. But I'm sorry to hear you never got it back. I would have been bummed, dude, because Kindles, like, they're pretty cheap during the Prime Day thing, but like otherwise, they're kind of expensive, dude. I'm like, dang, bro. It's like, why is it so expensive? It just shows PDFs. And it's slow as hell. Oh, I gotta rotate this. Oh no. Okay, that's good enough. There we go, cool. But Rosa says, if you're comfortable looking into Anna's Archive as a site dedicated to preserving digital books and they have good stuff, I'll look into it, yeah, because I know that's been like in the news and stuff. It's something I want to read, dude. I want to read. What's the Reading Rainbow thing? I've got the Reading Rainbow theme song, but you know what I mean, I'm trying to read, dude. I'm trying to get back in my reading era, dude. I'm trying to go to a park and read a book, dude. That's what I'm trying to do these days. I'm like so dead ass. I really want to go to a park and read a book. And Rampage says they got slip-on reading light battery powered. That's true. You can get like a slip-on reading light, like the old like Game Boy. Remember the old Game Boy reading lights too? where you plug it in and like a little like, yeah, those are so cool. You can get one of those slip-on lights too, but yeah. But also too, another thing about like physical books, again, you should buy physical books. And moving with them sucks, but like keeping it real, if you're not the kind of person to like write notes in your books, dude, like dead ass, get the physical book, and then like when you're done with it, I don't know, flip it on eBay. Because you can flip a book for like pretty good on eBay. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah. And Rosa says, I only say comfortable because there's been bad face sites trying to claim they're official. They have a wiki dedicated to guiding you. Okay, sick. That's what's up. Yeah, I know there's all kinds of like, when you get into like getting stuff for free, there's all kinds of people trying to make money off of you trying to get something for free. Okay, let me set the iPad because I'm about to start doing some CDs. Excuse me, by the way. All right, go got that. And Mumil says, well, the idiots who built the shelf in my hotel was like built into the wall, and I was on the floor and propped it up in the shelf, and it fell behind everything. Would have had to rip the wall out. Oh, that's dumb. I'm sure they would have found it by now, and they were like, what the hell? Yeah. No, I feel you on that. That's ridiculous. I would have been pissed. Yeah, that's on them, low-key, because why would they build the shelf into the wall? Like, they never once considered that someone might put something on the shelf? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of silly on them. Ugh. All right, let's load these CDs up for Marissa. Mumil, exactly. I'm sorry, I'm over here. Well, you can still hear me, I guess. You can still see me. But yeah, I'm just gonna put some stickers in the CD real quick. I gotta find a better place for the camera. Maybe the move is not to put it like on the corner. No, because then you can't see everything else. Do you really need to see my couch though? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I literally have so many books just like waiting for me to read them. It was also like a thing too. I just gotta find like what's it called? Like a time to watch them or read them. I mean, because I guess the example I was gonna give is that whenever I get sick, that's when I watch anime. So like every anime that's ever been recommended to me, when I get sick, I put it on. And I just like binge it all. Because like when my brain can't work, I'll like watch all of YouTube and then I'll watch all of anime, and then I'm like, all right, cool. By then I usually feel better. So. And Rosa says, has the move been treating you nicer now you got everything in? Yeah, actually, so as of like literally last night, I like unpacked the last box, and I'll be honest, I need to get that wireless camera, but I have like one shelf that's like this. I have another one of these shelves, and like all the stuff that's like Ethernet cables, HDMI, and like random junk. I hate it is junk, but I'm like, I'm gonna be pissed I have to buy this again at some point. I have like in my living room just a junk rack. Just to get everything fit in the house. But I literally just set that up last night, so that's finally good to go. And yeah, so that's nice. And then the last thing I gotta do now is just hang up all the stuff. So I'm one thing I regretted in one of my apartments I moved into is like never putting anything on the walls, and it started to feel like a prison. So for this place, I want to make sure that I get like cool stuff on all the walls. Like I like having all like my first show posters on the wall and like my college degree. Not that I'm ever like, I got a college degree. I don't know, it's just now that I'm older, I'm like, hey, I just think it's funny to have a degree. So I know it's weird, but I think it's funny. Like, I got a degree. But put all that on my wall, my first shows and stuff. I have some like of my album covers as posters when I was like, testing that out. So I want to make this room look like almost, I don't know, just a reminder of everything I've accomplished or how far I've come. And then I want to make the living room all like my nerdy posters, like my stuff like that. So yeah, like one of my favorites is I have a bus stop sign that knows like hella illegal, but I have a bus stop sign from the city of Long Beach. Because once I was walking home from college, and it was, I guess someone knocked into like I think a car crashed into the pole and the sign fell off. and no one grabbed it. So I was just like, it ran to my car. And I've kept it ever since. So I have like a Long Beach bus stop sign like right next to my college. And that's always like a good reminder of like taking the bus when I was in college where I had a car and all that. So I want to put that in here for sure. Probably should put it next to my college degree. And Sky said it's literally free, you'll be fine. What's funny though is that like, I guess it's super random, but I looked up online like, is this illegal to own? And it was like, yeah, and it was like, technically, if like a police officer were to come into your home and see it, they could be like, hey, that's the property of the city, I need that. And they could just technically take it. So I was always like, but now that I live like, you know, no one's gonna be like, hey, you own a bus stop from a whole state over. I'm gonna call the police. Yeah. I'll be fine now, Skyer. But when I was still living in Long Beach, I was kind of like, hopefully no one from the city ever has to come inside my house. You know what I mean? So yeah. And Moomel says, that's sick. And Rose says, that's cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was in the last room too. It was kind of like not really visible on the stream. And you have to be like from Long Beach to be like, yo, what? So yeah. So I don't know. The thing is if I really admit it to myself too, my grandma is like a huge pack rat. And I've always been like, I don't want to be like that. But I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I can kind of pack rat myself. And I mean, I'm just like my grandmother. I can also pack rat pretty hardcore. It means something to me. So yeah. Y'all got like a thing that you pack rat? You got any pack rat tendencies? Hoarder tendencies? But it's like, I don't know, there's like, you know what I mean? There's two wolves inside of me. One wolf wants to sell it all on eBay. The other wolf wants to like keep it for sentimental value. It's kind of funny. I'm looking for my bubble. Oh, here they are. Oh, no, they're right here. My bubble mailers. And I'm stoked too. I found cheaper bubble mailers recently too. So I was like, yes. And Rosa says they'll shamelessly keep some packaging and scraps for scrapbooking. That's pretty sick, yeah. Yeah, scrapbooking's fun. Wish I had time to do that. And, oh shit, it's Simply Hideo. What's happening, dude? How you doing? How you been? Nothing much, dude. We're just, packing orders as usual. Hanging out, talking about things that we pack rat. Is there something that you pack rat, Simply Hideo? Something that you're like, no, I must keep this, even though it's kind of junk. But yeah, that's cool to use scrapbook, Roses. That's super cool. My mom makes collages, so it reminds me of something like that. And Skyer says there's two wolves inside of me. Both of them are arguing about the price. Yeah, exactly. That's also me too. I'm always like solving like calculus just to be like, should I buy this? Trying to like figure out the if it's worth the price or not. What the? And so the video says, nice, just got home and chilling now. I keep too many cables, boxes, and twist ties. I saw the exact same thing, Simply Hideo. Because I have so many HDMI cables, but sometimes I'll just lose them. And I'm like, dude, I don't allow myself to buy HDMI cables because I have like literally like 15. Because like whenever I couldn't find one, I'd be like, I'll just buy another one. And I would. And they'd be like, oh, I found my box of 12 other HDMI cables. So now I never buy HDMI cables because I know I have them somewhere. So I have a bunch of cables because I just refuse to buy new cables now. Because I'm like, this is ridiculous. But it's been at a point though where I'm like, I don't need to own this many cables. But then of course at some point I'm like, oh, I need that cable. So I don't know. It's really more of an organization and space problem, I think, for me. When it comes to my cable hoarding. It's also extra bad too because all my music stuff. Because I have, for like doing shows and stuff, I used to always just bring a bag of cables just in case someone was like, oh, my DJ deck takes XLR for some weird reason. I'm like, oh, well, I happen to have that cable. And they're like, oh, shit, thanks, bro. So, yeah. Somebody else says, you never know. Exactly, dude. You never know. But USB-C made life a lot better. Remember we used to have different USBs? That was ridiculous. Shouts out to Europe for making USB-C legal. Rampage says, you still got RF copper cables from way back when? I think so. Oh, you mean like the speaker cables? That's what my dad always called them. I don't. But I do want like an old school speaker setup. It's like on my like to-do list of things to get one day. Because like right now I just use like an outdoor, you know those like, you know, tailgate speakers? I use that for my entire living room. And then whenever I want to like take it to go, I just take it out of my living room. But yeah. But I want to get like a home like hi-fi setup, just for listening to vinyl and stuff. So yeah. And Zaku said that's his impression of somebody who DJ deck sticks in XLR. I mean, Zaku, you roll with me, bro. That's what they sound like, huh? I'm messing around. I'm kidding. This guy who says, I separate my cables in a labeled Ziploc bags has been a lifesaver. I started doing that, so I have like a bag that says Ethernet, a bag that says HDMI, but then I get one more and I'm like, I don't feel like digging through the bags to get the HDMI bags. I just throw it on top, and then I quickly lost my organization again. So yeah. And Rosa says, my family used to keep an old piece of tech too, but that got toned down over space. Oh, any old piece of tech. Yeah, I feel that, Roses. Yeah, because that's the big thing is I've been like, am I really about to buy a storage unit right now? Because I'm like, again, I was just talking about like trying to save money. Like, there's no way. Like, I'd rather throw this stuff away than get a storage unit. So I was like, either I got to find a place for it or I'm throwing it away. Because I refuse to get a storage unit. Because I know I'm not going to ever go to it. I'm just going to be paying them money to just hold junk. You know what I mean? Especially because if it's in a storage unit, I know for a fact I'm not going to go drive over for like one cable. You know what I mean? Oh, my bad, y'all. Let me trying to grab a Radical Reptar tape. But oh, that's Mach Save 0 anyways. Okay, cool. We're good. Never mind. Let's see. We're looking for Radical Reptar. Mach Save 0. That's Room in the Galaxy. Okay, no, this is Radical Reptar. I had. Okay, here we go. Radical Reptar. My bad, I had to grab that. Somebody else says, from Lightning to Micro to USB-A, way too many. I'm happy we got C's Universal Standard now. Exactly, dude. There was so many different, like, random, different types of cables. It was ridiculous. And Rampage says, if you got RJ11 cables for your phone, you are a legend. Yeah, for real. For real. Oh, and Simply Adeo too. Yeah, like, deadass, I bought the iPhone. As soon as Apple added USB-C to iPhone, I bought an iPhone, haven't bought a new one since. But yeah, I was like, when I switched to iPhone, I was like, bro, I need to have USB-C as soon as possible. When they finally added it, I was like, thank you. And Rosa says, all this talk made me realize I still got to make sure my copy of Kirby Air Ride is safe, especially since GameCube games like that are super expensive. Oh, yeah. Oh, you have like a... What would make it unsafe? Roses, do you have like a storage unit or something? Or what happened to it? And Cibladeo says, yeah, at some point you gotta let stuff go, but you can replace it for a newer version that can serve for multiple uses. That's if you can. And Cibladeo says also, yeah, that was a deciding factor for when I upgraded No More Lightning. Yeah, exactly. But it's funny though, because I switched like, I think 2 years before they switched to Lightning. So I bought a bunch of Lightning accessories and then immediately just got rid of them right after. I no longer needed them, so it was kind of silly. And yeah, you can always replace stuff. I don't know. I've been trying to save money, so I'm like, no, I can't replace stuff right now. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And Rosa says they misplaced it somewhere. It's not with the rest of the collection of games. I feel you on that. Yeah, I have an Xbox, and I'm like, where do all my Xbox games go? Like OG Xbox. But I think my plan was I wanted to like hack it anyways. So I was like, eh. But yeah, my Dreamcast has a GDMU, so I'm kind of chilling either way. I think this might be worth getting a box for, low-key. Yeah, because trying to fit it in. No, I'll put it in a bullet mailer. All right, we'll be all right. But what else did I want to bring up? For like hour and a half in. I guess we talked about. Oh, Simply Dale, since you're here now, do you got any struggle tips? What's your tips for when you're struggling? If you ever, I mean, I don't ever wish you struggling, but you know what I'm trying to say. When you're like, dang, I gotta save money right now. Oh, what's funny too is I think Dr. Scunny was their name, was here yesterday in chat, and like pretty much they like raised me. That's why I was like at the end I was like, I love you, because like my dad pretty much. They're like my childhood best friend's dad, and then he pretty much raised me too. So anyways, after I was done streaming, he texted me. He's like, bro, I met someone that said they knew you. He was like skating around. Oh yeah, I'm grabbing a box, right back. Yeah, I was skating around, and he was like talking to me, and I was like, yeah, do you know Aaron? He's like, oh, what? So yeah, it was just funny because he's still back in my hometown. And he was like, bro, I ran into somebody that you know, and I was like, hey. It's like one of my old skate buddies. All right. No, I said a bubble mailer. I don't know why I grabbed this. Okay. I probably should use a box. I already know it's not all gonna fit, and I'm gonna be like upset. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. And Rosa says it's nice to hear when people still remember you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's always super, super wild. I'm very thankful that I feel like a lot of people do. That's been like really nice, is that like sometimes you don't recognize like the impact you leave on people until like years later, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you just like run into somebody and they're like, bro, like actually that one moment where you like said that was cool that many years ago actually changed my life. And I'm like, oh, okay, sick. You know what I mean? Not that it happens all the time. And I mean, to be honest, has it happened to me? It might have once or twice. But I'm trying to say, like, sometimes you can do the smallest thing and it'll just completely, oh wow. You know what I mean? Like really impact people's like entire life direction. And Simply Dale says, universally, in order to become rich or have some sort of stability, act like you're down to your last bit of money for everything. Save for when you can, and don't buy whatever you are wanting right away. There's always deals. Sick. Yeah, Simply Dale, you're spitting. Yeah, that's the thing I've kind of realized too recently, is that a lot of like keeping money is just like, to your point, like always acting like you only have a little bit. Like so much of like having good finances is just like aggressively trying to keep them good. And as Zaku says, y'all food's ready for Sunday or what? Yeah, Zaku's gonna join us on Sunday. Also, Zaku, how's your internet doing? I remember last time you were like, your internet was a little goofy. Is it doing better now these days? But yeah, Zaku's joining us on Sunday, no matter what. Regardless of internet, I was just asking right now, but regardless of internet stuff. But yeah, Zaku's joining. It's gonna be super sick. And then yeah. Because they were supposed to join before I moved, and then I like was so busy, I was like, oh shit. And Super Day Rose said, hell yeah, hey, sick. All right, cool. We got this. Allah. And Doctor says, "Damn, was it my fault or what?" Oh, actually, no. That was a. I just remember. No, the internet going down. That was the Game Awards. That wasn't your fault. But I just remember last time you said your laptop was all goofy or something, right? I don't know. I guess I'm asking about that. If your laptop, you got a better laptop by that since then. Either way, you can either join from your phone. It's fine. Whatever works. And somebody else says, also favorite struggle tip, or I guess also struggle tip. My favorite line from the Boondocks: "You do what you can." True. Do what you can is like that's a life tip, dude. if you can't do it all, do what you can. What do only for love? Know what we don't do only for love. Okay, cool. Let's put a rubber band around that and we're good to go. Yeah, this is going to Jesse. Shouts out to Jesse. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's way down here. There we go. But yeah, what's I want to bring up? Wanted to chat about. So this is super random. I mean, this is probably not relevant. I mean, I guess it kind of is. But one thing, when we did the Kaiju Club survey, I remember someone told me like, "Yo, man, I use Yahoo, and just one day, like, it stopped giving me your emails, and it started going to like a weird place in my inbox, and I like deadass didn't see your emails for like a whole year, and I was super bummed because I was like, dang, what did I do to get kicked off the email list?" They just realized that like, it just Yahoo like kind of goofed it up, and I guess what happened was I realized that pretty much in 2024. Yahoo and Google changed their whole thing where they were like, you know, AI, we got AI to email, you know what I mean? So now they make it where like pretty much if not even if like you, but like just depending on literally everyone who has a Gmail account, if like not everyone opens or clicks every email. And Zaku says, "Damn, nobody's ready, huh?" Oh, all right. No, everyone, Roses and Simply Dale were like, "Yeah, we're hyped. We're all hyped. Yeah, we're hyped. We missed it." But yeah. Wait, did I even see it? Yeah, I did. But oh, Zaku's laughing. Wait. Yeah. Wait. But yeah, so I guess like, you know, they added AI to email now where like not only just is it dependent on like how you interact with the Kaiju Club emails, but it's like how everyone that interacts with them is how they like judge where to send your emails these days. So pretty much what I'm trying to say is that yeah, oh, and Zaku says, "Yeah, I'm just messing around." Okay, cool. Lamau. Joe says, "It got me good, not gonna lie." Lamau. Okay, sick. But yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm gonna try to fix the Kaiju Club email so they start landing in the right inbox for some people. Because I didn't realize that like Google AI'd me when I wasn't paying attention, pretty much. Oh yeah, we got a box for Jesse. And then what else? I think that's it from there. And then Sibley Deo says, "Man, for everything that comes up for Yahoo, it pushes me further to switch to everything into a new account." I feel that, dude. Happy that hasn't happened to me yet, though. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's also like it might have just been this one person. Maybe they like, what's it called? They might have just, I think it's because they were like a newer member maybe, and since you've been in there for like a minute now, I think it was someone who maybe like just got it like, you know, around the same time the change happened. I mean, it's AI, dude. Who knows what the heck AI is doing? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I like watched the whole like video recently about it, and I was like, what? That explains it. You know what I mean? So yeah. And Rosa says you included reminders about moving your emails away from a spot, so I think warning people when they first join is good too. Yeah, true, exactly. But yeah, thank you. So yeah, we'll figure it out. Oh, it was also funny that happened recently. Is I mentioned I have some friends visiting pretty soon, and they got Airbnb for this baseball thing they all want to check out. And they were like, oh, like, you know, because they're all from LA. So like, oh, I want to make sure that we like get the Airbnb in the right place. And I told them, I was like, what's really interesting about Arizona, unless you're like literally on the complete opposite end of Phoenix, everything is a 15-minute drive. I swear. And they were like, oh, like, we don't know where to get the Airbnb. I was like, dude, wherever you get it, just find the cheapest one. Like, I can get there in 15 minutes, watch. And then literally I just found this today. Not only could I get there in 15 minutes, I could walk in 15 minutes. It ended up being like right next to me, like literally down the street. And I was like, I told you guys, like, it's a 2-minute drive. They were like, why is it so small? And I'm like, I mean, like, why is it so, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just living in LA. It's like, bro, if you choose the wrong side of LA to get your Airbnb, like, you might not be able to see your friends. Like, for real. So yeah. Where I was like, dude, it's different out here, man. It's way different. So that was pretty adorable. And then I saw a really good Instagram reel going over like the history of techno and how it was invented in Detroit. Because I remember talking to someone recently that was like, no, man, like electronic music's like made in UK. And I'm like, no, I don't know about that, man. And then, but then, I'm the kind of person where like, honestly, one of my like character flaws is I don't like arguing with people. Like if you're that convicted in believing that thing, I'm like, fine, cool, that's what it is then. Like I never like feel so compelled to try to convince someone what I'm thinking. So what I tend to do is I tend to agree in the moment, and then I'll be like, you know what, maybe I am wrong. And I'll go back and look and see, and then I end up like giving them a whole like college thesis on like why they were wrong. And they were like, okay, man, yeah, maybe you were right. And I was like, yeah, I went back and did the research. You know what I mean? Like I knew I was right. But anyway, that's on Instagram reel that was also going over about like the origins of techno and stuff, and how it started off as like an independent like label by a bunch of high school kids actually, and then the records made their way out to the UK, and then it got popularized in the UK, which is why a lot of people associate like house, drum and bass techno with the UK. It's because it first became popular out there, but it really started like the OG scenes were in Detroit. And not to like discredit like UK techno and drum and bass like that. That stuff is really good too. But you know what I'm trying to say. The scene started in Detroit, yeah. And Austin says, new music soon, Groovy. Hey, well, thanks for stopping by, Austin. Good to see you. And yeah, so I just finished moving, and I think, what is my to-do list really? This week I am getting ready for taxes, getting ready for the streaming version of Destroy All Monsters, which just dropped in the Game Plus edition. I'm working on getting an assistant to help with getting stuff out. But literally next week, I'm working on Monster Tape 1. So after I get all these like things I just mentioned, like this week, Monster Tape 1 is my big next step. So yeah, and my goal for Monster Tape 1 is to get it out by September. So that's what I'm thinking will be next new big music for me, Austin. It'll be a whole album. So yeah, thanks for asking, dude. How you doing? How's your Tuesday? And Rosa says, at least it's a better mindset than others. You just got to like work on talking about your disagreement better. That's true, Roses. That's probably what it is. I probably just, I don't know. Because I think it's oh, maybe it's like a pride thing for me. Because I'm like, damn, you don't trust me? Okay, well. Like, that's your loss. But you are right. There is a lot of like value in learning how to like make an argument better. So I do be fumbling my words and stuff. I'd be like, blah, blah, blah. And real quick, getting good to see you, dude. Yo, what's up? How's your Tuesday, dude? Thanks for stopping by. How you been? How did the base cover come out? We knew you said it was Wednesday, right? Yeah. But Zaku says, pop quiz for the chat. Where did the concept of remixing music come from? I don't know, honestly. Oh, I dropped it. I don't know myself, Zaku. I would actually be stoked to learn about that if you could share. And simply Dale, fuck me, I guess. Damn. Yeah, that's how I feel, dude. whenever I'm arguing with someone, and I'm like, okay, for me then. You know what I mean? And sometimes it is warranted. Like, I'm not always right, but you know what I'm trying to say. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know, man. It's not like I do this professionally or anything. You know what I mean? And Austin says, pretty good. I've been bumping Monster Zero CD for months while I get ready for work in the morning. Hey, I'm glad to hear, dude. That's what's up. Thank you for letting me get your morning started, dude. I appreciate it. And Rosa says they can't help you out, Zaku, because they don't have a lot of music knowledge. So, nothing wrong with that. Simply Dale guesses sampling. And King says, pretty good. Not yet. At 12, it should be. Oh, okay, cool. Sick. Sounds good. But I'll keep an eye out for it, dude. Yeah, I subscribe to my Oceanfront Online YouTube channel, so stoked to hear it when it drops. And Austin says, Monster Tape 1 getting a CD too? That'd be gas. Oh yeah, of course. I'm gonna do vinyl tapes and CDs for Monster Tape 1. So I'm gonna have the whole spread. But yeah. And the plan for Monster Tape 1 is to do the same thing. I wanna make the whole Monster Tape series like, hey, pay the shipping, I got you. So I'll probably do the same deal with that. And to be all like pay your own price and everything, just like Monster Tape 0. So yeah. Have all the little extra stickers and everything, and yeah. It should be a good time. Alright, guess not gonna do the other CDs. And Austin says, hell yeah. Hey, thank you. I'm glad to hear you're hyped, Austin. And oh, Rampage has got to be the 70s. Oh, you're a decade off, I guess. But Zaku says it started with reggae in the late 60s. Oh, sick. Yeah, reggae's kind of, I know my hot take about reggae is that, again, I'm so sorry. To me, a lot of the reggae sounds the same. But there's so many bits and pieces of reggae that I feel like are very important. Like, one thing I've always wanted to sample, you know, in reggae where they do the one guitar thing that's like, jung, 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 jung. I love that, like, reggae delay guitar. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Super Deal says, I was way off. Rosa says, that's cool. Rampage says, no. And Ramoni says, I'm pretty late. My bad. I was playing Overwatch. Hey, no worries, dude. Hope you enjoyed Overwatch. How you doing, dude? How you been? How you feeling? How's your Tuesday? Let's see. All right, we gotta print out all these other orders. And Zaku says, I mean, you can say that about every genre, especially future funk. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. You're not wrong. As someone who makes future funk and listens to a lot of it, I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. You're not wrong. I feel the same way about like low-end theory beats though sometimes too. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like everyone has that genre where it's like, I understand the fact that I'm just listening to the same thing over and over, but something about it just, you know, I feel like people have different tastes for music. So like for me, like the same low-end, like the low-end theory, like Bandcamp, gritty beats. Oh dude, that's what I live for. And I don't know, I feel like if you're like really deep into it, you can start to hear the nuances. And I feel like that's how people are with reggae. Like if you're a big reggae fan, like you're like, bro, how could you say that? There's such a huge difference between these two artists. But you know what I'm trying to say. That's why I like try to say it's a me thing. I know I'm the one goofing. But Run Mooney says, I'm great, trying to figure out a way to move out ASAP. Okay, sick. Hey, well, good luck finding trying to move out, dude. Yeah, moving is, I mean, I just finished moving, dude. It is, every time I'm like, I think I want to stay here for a hot second. Because, yeah, at this point, I'm like, I don't want to move unless I'm going out of the country. Because moving was so tough this time around. And Superdale says, yeah, Future Funk do me the same sometimes, yeah. But sometimes it be hitting, though. I mean, I'm not saying no, too. It's like, there's like, I don't know. Sometimes that reggae song comes on, I'm like, yo, this is like kind of the greatest thing ever. So, you know, there's always exceptions and stuff. And I know, again, I'm not to like poke at reggae, because reggae is, again, super sick. You know what I'm trying to say. It's a me thing. Don't take me seriously, please. Yeah. Saku said, fools be out here thinking they're making a new album. Damn. It's kind of comedy, but yeah. Yeah, Subidale says, I really do love the different uses of samples, though. Helps see different perspectives. That is true. I like that. That is one thing that's been nice, too. Is like, I remember, I think a good example is, there's an artist I like called Bo and Bubba, who did a really sick sample of the one song that Tupperwave also sampled, I think on Koala Corp. That's like, play another love song. And it's just been, I like both versions. And like, it's the same sample, but like, Tub did it in a more like, you know, proper vaporwave, like super nostalgic, yearning. And the other one was like a more hip hop beat that's like, play another. You know, it was like, it's really cool. So I don't know. And Rosa says, that's how I feel about synthwave music, but it's not a bad thing. Roses? I kind of agree. I've gone to a bunch of synthwave shows, but like, I'm like, you know what I mean? I get it. It's like, like that's every synthwave song. But I mean, you can say the same thing about Future Funk. It's like, boom, boom, anime sample, boom, boom, anime sample. It's like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can say everything about everything. Like King says, that's how I feel about Breaking Benjamin. Oh, Lamau. Can't blur together after a while, but the vocals are Breaking Benjamin, and I ain't gonna lie though, yeah. I got Breaking Benjamin, they do know how to be doing some vocals. And yeah, I used to listen to Breaking Benjamin in like high school, and it was funny too because I had a friend named Ben. So I used to be like, bro, I'm Breaking Ben, dude. And he was like, shut up, bro, that's weird. He was like a dumb like joke, you know what I mean? But yeah. And Zaku says, keep in mind though, just because a genre of music all sounds the same because it was supposed to, does it mean that's not great music? Yeah, exactly, Zaku. I know. Yeah, we understand the nuance here. We all gotta. Thankfully, we all got critical thinking skills, which I'm glad that we do. Because when I first started streaming, I was kind of like, I don't want to say something that people are like, bro, that's crazy you said that. And then I'm like, wait, no, we all get it. At least who we got here so far. You know, I assume if the stream were to ever grow super big, I'm sure that might become a problem. But as of right now, it's just, you know, we're all just music fans. We all know what we're talking about. Oh, I shouldn't have tore it yet. Oh well. And Austin says, store before I go to bed. Oh. My pet rabbit loves Monster 02. Hey, he runs over to the stereo every morning by the couch when I pack lunches and gets his happy twitches while he's listening. Oh, dude, that's so adorable. That's so random too. Hey, if you don't mind, could you give your pet rabbit a piece of lettuce or like a little like scratches or something to say thank you for me? I'd appreciate that, Austin. That's so adorable though. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know what I did to the music to make rabbits like it, but hey, that's what's up. That's so cool, Austin. Thank you for letting me know, man. I'm gonna have to do like a make one of the new videos be like music for your rabbit or something. You know what I mean? Or like, you know, the one Adam Killer guy. If you have a pet rabbit, this is for you, and like fade into the Monster Tape Zero. That'd be comedy. Hell yeah. And King says, start arguing right now. Yeah. That'd be funny. And Zaku says, I wish people in the future funk scene had critical thinking skills. Lamau. Yeah. I mean, I feel like most music scenes in general. I feel like, I don't think it's a future funk scene. I think it's like a we as a people thing. We got these microplastics in our brains, man. And so, oh, yeah, with the rabbit. Hell yeah. And Austin says, I'll give him a bell pepper for you. Hey, no idea either, but he loves that album. I'm so glad. And that would be awesome if I did if you have a pet rabbit, this is for you. Hell yeah. Well, thank you for being down to give him a bell pepper. I appreciate it. Hell yeah, Austin. Thank you. And Matthew, what's up? You're the groovy goat. Love your music, man. Hey, thank you, Matthew. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the kind words and just being awesome. Hope your Tuesday's going well, dude. And yeah, thanks for loving my music, dude. I appreciate it. And Zaku with the ... with the smirk emoji. Zaku's gonna start arguing. Hell yeah. Was that coming through on the mic super loud? Okay, my bad if it was. This was like... Alright, cool. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, since last stream, dude, we got like another like 20 something orders. I'm super thankful. Let's go. And Austin says, anytime, glad I could catch a snippet of the stream. Good night to all you kings, queens, and monarchs. Hey, thank you, dude. Good night to you too. Thanks for wishing us all good night, calling us all royalty. Hell yeah. And yeah, good night to you as well, and to your pet rabbit. Y'all are kings, queens, and monarchs as well, dude. Hell yeah. Baby, do you? Baby, do you? Okay, cool. Also, that's another thing too. I want to move the camera around, but I, positioned it again to make sure you couldn't see anything when I'm like doing all this. So yeah. So it's also a bit of like, I kind of can't move the camera too much in the new stream setup. I might just get a new webcam in general because I kind of want a fisheye lens. A fisheye lens would be kind of wild. Because this one's just a normal, like, I guess it is kind of fisheye-y already. But I want I want a skateboard camera fisheye lens, you know what I mean? That would go crazy. I want the stream to look like you're watching a skate video. Yeah, baby, do you? Honestly, organizing what's it called? The like packing slips to the shipping label is like the most stressful thing, I'm not gonna lie. Cause I'm always like, oh. And somebody else says, ooh, sample real quick. This version I take is chill. Tony Romero, VHS, more upbeat and dance. Love the two. Oh, so is the song, I'm bad, it's a video. I got lost in the sauce. Is the song called VHS by Tony Romero? Should we listen to it? Or I guess I can't play it right now, but should I listen to it when I rewatch the VOD? Because you got good music taste. I'll check it out, dude. I will listen to it. Like, honestly, one of my favorite songs from last year actually was recommended to me by someone in the Kaiju Club. It's a song called Kiwi by Quarters. And like, I think it went viral on TikTok or something, but the song is so good. And I was talking to them with the Kaiju Club for a hot second. And they're like, you should check this out. And I was like, what the heck? I'm like, yeah, I saw him live the other day. And I was like, no way. It was like this really wild guitar solo in the song too. And somebody else says, sorry, yeah. Also, yes, don't play on Steam or Monster Cat will come after you. Oh, I want to say hypothetically, but they probably will copyright. Okay, cool. But yeah, so, okay, sick. Well, all of us who's watching or who, should listen to the song. But future me, when I rewatch the VOD, look up Tony Romero VHS. because I'm gonna listen to that. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you for the recommendation, Subito. And how do you CHVSE Chavez? I hope I'm saying it right. But dude, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. You are my GOAT. I have your signed CD. I listen to it all on my iPod all the time. Hey, thank you, dude. I appreciate you grabbing the album, and I'm glad to hear you're listening on your iPod, dude. Hell yeah. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for putting it on there, and dude, thanks for stopping by. How's your Tuesday? Subito says, hope you like it. Oh yeah, dude. I already know I am. I'm not gonna lie to you. You even gotta hope, bro. I already know I am. Yeah, but thanks for sending it out. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll probably listen to it. Try to guess. Probably on Saturday, because I've been like gonna lock in probably this week to get everything I gotta get done. But when I watch the VOD, I usually do it the day before now because I try to like keep everything fresh in my memory that we talked about last. So yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. And Rosa says, my cat's so goofy, he just lays weird and thinks it's safe to roll around only to fall off and me catching him. He scared me because I grabbed him weird. Lol, this happened right now. That's funny. Yeah, my cats are a little silly too. But that's funny. It's just rolling all over the place. Well, I guess, I wonder if it's like I wonder why. Just trying to get comfortable, I guess. That is silly though, Roses. And Chavez says, my Tuesday's great. Stuck through my architecture homework, but you always get me through. Hey, I'm glad to hear, dude. Thank you. Thanks for letting me get you through your homework. And that's sick you're doing architecture, dude. Wasn't Virgil, like the super mega famous fashion designer, like an architect at some point? Like they went to architecture school and that's what inspired their fashion. There's like a YouTube channel called Threadless. No, it's not called Threadless. I don't know, something like that, but it's like the history of like fashion. I think overall like the famous fashion designers like Rick Owen and Virgil Abloh. I think Virgil Abloh was a architect before they started making all their clothes and stuff. They made Off-White and everything. And I was like, dang. Alright, cool. So I think what I'm gonna do this time is can I sit on the couch? I can't. Dang. Alright. Or y'all can't see me. Well, man, understand. That's fine. And oh, it's Chase? Okay, cool. Thank you. I was like so confused on how to say it. I'm not gonna lie. Thanks for letting me know. I was trying to figure it out. Here, we're putting it right here. There we go. And Virgil is literally one of my biggest inspirations to architecture and music production. Literally changed my DJing philosophy. Oh, that's sick, dude. Hell yeah. How so, Chase? If you don't mind me asking. Or if it's like easy to type out. Was it like a specific piece or like a specific interview or something that like changed it for you? I'd be stoked to hear. Be mistaken. I can't. Oh, let me count. Actually, I know it's 22. Let me cut up a bunch of these. Yeah, because what I've been learning to do lately is to like pre-cut. Aren't these preparate? I don't know. Pre-cut a bunch of like CD-sized bubble wraps. That way I could just knock them out real quick. All right, I need scissors. Ugh, dude, standing for 2 hours. I feel so good to sit down. I put this other way too. Ugh. Oh no. We gotta do a better way to do this. I'm gonna just do it based on my gut instinct. Dude, I Miss the Integra is such a banger, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. What's cool too is the little like Gran Turismo little video I made for it did like really good. So I just let it keep running as like a, you know me, I be like boosting my stuff. So I like just let it boost because like the amount of like likes and stuff is just, it just keeps going. I'm like, oh wow. The like PS1 Gran Turismo thing. And Chase says his Louis Vuitton set specifically, I'm sorry, let me catch this real quick, was a good reference for how to incorporate several types of genres in one set. As for music production and architecture, I would refer to his seminar at Harvard, or the one where he talks about his candle and how the environment shapes the product in the atmosphere. Okay, sick. Yeah, Chase, actually, I really love watching interviews and stuff from other like creatives, so I appreciate that. Future me, when I rewatch the VOD, look up Virgil Abloh at Harvard and Virgil Abloh Candle on YouTube, so I can watch those, because yeah. Like, I've been trying to watch Ryan Coogler interviews. Like, honestly, I don't watch any Ryan Coogler movies because they're too scary for me. Like, I can't watch Sinners. I'd get too scared. But I don't know. Just based on what I hear about his stuff, I'm like, this is somebody I'm trying to learn about. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And Rosa says, a treat has been given to my cat as an apology. I think it encourages over petting. Lol, I feel that, yeah. You got any favorite cat treats? Costco has these things called Pounceables, and that's been my go-to cat treat. And yo, Logan, what's up, dude? Virgil Abloh is so goated. Yeah, dude, we were just talking about that with Chase over here. And PS1 is great inspiration. Ridge Racer Type 4 was the main inspiration for my newest EP I put out on Bandcamp and streaming. Oh, sick, dude, hell yeah. What's the name of the new EP, dude? I'll check it out when I rewatch the VOD. Kim Rosa says dry chicken and chicken hearts. Oh wow. I'll have to look into that. Yeah. I feed my cats a lot of chicken. And but I've never tried giving them chicken hearts. And Rosa says get the one for dogs, so it's pretty much the same. Okay, sick. So it gives more, but it's the exact same. Okay, sick. Oh yeah, Roses. Thank you. How are your cats about food, Roses? Because my cats, like, they're not like, for some reason, they're like, they're not very food motivated, for lack of better words. If that makes sense. Like, they're not really like, oh wow, I gotta eat every food. Like, if I give them treats, they'll be like stoked, but they're not gonna like go crazy over like food, thankfully. Like, I could technically even free feed them if I wanted to. They'd probably get like pretty chunky if I did, but yeah. And Logan says, Chase, you got elite ball knowledge. And Matthew's like, you also got elite ball knowledge, Chase? Hell yeah, Chase. Hell yeah. Got that Virgil Abloh knowledge. And Chase says it's called Black Label Volume 2. What's your artist name too? Is it the CHVSE? Because when I think of Black Label, I think of the skate brand. I'm not gonna lie to you. But, you know, I'm sure there's another like Black Label album out there, possibly. Unless you're the only one, then hell yeah. But yeah. And Chase says, Logan, you also got ball? Hell yeah. Rampage says, I've been trying out these dental cat treats on my two boys. They like them. Yeah, you know, it's comedy. This is horrible. I'm admitting this, but Rampage, I took my cats to the vet, and they were like, you've been feeding them junk food pretty much. You got to give them, like, you got to start brushing their teeth. And I was like, dude, there's no way my cats are going to let me brush their teeth. They're going to flip out. So I bought some dental cat treats, and then, you know, my dentist was like, have you been brushing your cat's teeth? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I could tell. And all I did was give him the dental cat treats, and I was like, cool. So yeah, dude, they kind of work. And Rosa says the brand is Vital Essentials. Okay, sick. I'll look into the Vital Essentials. Roses. And Chase says, cats are weird. My cat loves treats, but if I give it to her too fast, she freaks out and just stares at it. Oh, I feel that, yeah. Yeah, my cats are also pretty skittish. They hate trash bags. That's the only thing that gets them to like freak out. Whenever they change the trash out, they're like, ah! Like they run around the house. And Chase says the album is called Pie Pool, Black Label Volume 2. Okay, future me, when I rewatch the VOD, look up Pie Pool, Piepul, and then it's called Black Label Volume 2. Sick. Thank you, Chase. And Rosa says, my kitty is food mated to the point where he attacks the treats left out. Okay, sick. Yeah, exactly. I know some friends where their cats are just like, they just wait for the moment they can strike to grab any food. Oh, and Matthew, I'm glad to hear you liked World by Venus. Hey, thank you, dude. Hell yeah. And Zaku with the black label with the elephant. Yeah, Zaku knows. Zaku got that elite skate knowledge, elite balls knowledge, skate knowledge. I don't know. I'm an unk. But, oh, and Chase says the black label refers to the black label versions of video games, the non-greatest hits copy. I know what you're talking about. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Essentially saying like OG Volume 2. Hell yeah. And Logan says, when I think of black label, I think of black label distributors which put branding on your metadata or releases instead of letting you put your own and everything. Logan, I think you mean white labeling, right? Or is that the opposite of white labeling? Is that black labeling where they put their label on your stuff, which would be kind of funny. And Simply Dale says, hey, yeah, I kind of finessed my vet. Not gonna lie. Finesse my cat's vet. And Rampage says, low in an indirect fashion, sir. Exactly, yeah. With the dental treats, I was just like, yeah. So I thought he was about to scold me. So I was like, let me just say yes to see if he tells me to like change the, you know, because I was like, if he says it's good, then I'm good, right? So I don't know. I did that 4D chess in my head real quick. And Logan says they're also gonna check out your EP. Hell yeah. Okay, we got plenty of bubble wrap slices. And Logan likes the reason why you named it Black Label. That's what's up. Matthew says this is, oh yeah, talking about World by Venus. Rampage says, I would have to massage the shit out of my cat to get a dental brush in his mouth. Exactly, yeah. I'd have to hold mine down. They would be pissed. I can barely even clip their nails without them like, you know, trying to rip their hand out of my hand. I don't know. My cats they're wild in a little bit. They're a little like all over the place. They're super silly. And then okay, let me go grab some CDs real quick. Oh my god. Bro. Hey. This is empty now. And Rosa says, thankfully my cat doesn't go after human food. He's just very nosy. Yeah, thankfully my cats don't either. What's funny is that I'm trying to save money, so I was like, let me just buy some canned tuna. I haven't had canned tuna in forever. And it was kind of a mistake. I was like, damn, yeah, this is why I don't eat canned tuna no more. This guy sucks. I want to get canned salmon though, because I bet canned salmon probably wouldn't be too bad. And it has less mercury. But anyways, yeah, so I opened up some canned tuna. My cats smelled it and they were like, bro, I need that. And I was like, no, this is for me. And I kept like yelling, I'm like, this is for me. And they were like, no. I was like, it's mine. And then when I threw away the cans, they were like so pissed. They like knocked over the trash can trying to get the cans and like, why didn't you feed? I don't understand what's going on here. Why didn't you feed me the tuna? Because it's like just like the can, but yeah. And Logan says, I don't have pets anymore. Oh, I remember. Yeah, Logan, I'm sorry again, but you're lost, dude. That's a bummer. And but yeah, Logan, I'm sorry, dude. But Chase says, this is so surreal. I go out here doing God's work. What was it like making Monster Zero for you? Like, went into curating that masterpiece? And thank you so much, Logan from Chase. Oh yeah, honestly, what it went into it is, I mean, honestly, I kind of made it because I wanted to start the Kaiju Club, I'm not gonna lie. And pretty much what had happened was that I was doing a lot of collabs with a lot of other Future Funk folks. And I had a bunch of like collabs they just never like found the time to like get back to me on. So I was like, well, these songs all kind of slap that I started, and they never like did the collab. So I was like, hey, can I just release this by myself? And they're like, yeah, sure, I don't mind. So essentially it was just taking a bunch of like songs that I wanted to give a bunch of my homies to collab on, but they just never found, like, they, I mean, not trying to shade them or anything, but, just people get busy or they have other priorities. It's fine. So it was just really trying to get that done. And then, sorry if I'm over here, y'all. I'm trying to still trying to figure out the camera situation. But yeah, so I did that. And then I was like, well, cool. I want to make an EP for, I don't know. Honestly, Chase, it's kind of funny is, I kind of made it just for the fan club. And I was like, okay, cool. It's a bunch of songs that I never really finished and stuff like that. And it's happened to come out to be one of my best albums. It's very ironic. I'm not going to lie. I wish there was some oh yeah, so I really hiked to the top of Mount Everest and realized I gotta drop a banger. But it's kind of funny that I was like, no, I want to start a fan club, and I want to be show my appreciation to everyone that's been supporting for so long. Let me just take a bunch of the songs I never really got the time to finish, or random roadblocks, and just throw them together, and then make a few extra songs that I think would sound dope, and then see what happens. And then literally just best album. You know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, I think I've been trying too hard this whole time. You know what I mean? Something like that. It was kind of funny. But yeah. But that being said, though, I like it. I am, and the songs I did make fresh. Let me look at the back. Never Ending Dandy. I remember that wasn't a collab or anything. It was a song I made for the album. And when I was working on it, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of snapping on this one as I was making it. You know what I mean? But yeah, On Roses That Hydrate, sick. But yeah. And Matthew says, I love Monster Zero. Yeah, dude, thank you again. I appreciate it. And King says it worked out with the cat dental stuff. Yeah, dude. It really did. And Rampage says, my cat loves butter and so do I, so we have conflicts. I've never tried giving my cats butter. I can imagine though, because don't cats like drinking milk? Or aren't cats lactose? No, I guess your cat loves butter, so hey, maybe it's all right. You know what I mean? And okay, and Logan says, yeah, Black Label. That's sick though, your cats love butter. You have to fight over the butter in the house. It's comedy. But Black Label's opposite of White Label. Okay, Logan. And Butter Lover, that's cute. Aw. And Sublidos is Lamau. Yeah. Logan, I bought another record player. Oh, I can just move this up. What am I doing? Logan, I bought another record player and a record wall mount thingy. Sick. And to buy stuff from Oceanfront, but I spent too much Lamau. Oh, no worries, dude. I doom scroll Amazon Business more than Temu. That's comedy. Yeah, I feel you on that. I can also get lost shopping sometimes when I'm... Well, back when I had money, whenever I could do the same thing back when I had money. I'd get lost in the sauce of shopping for stuff. And Chase says, no, it happens. It sucks because ideas come, but execution is hard. That's literally between my fashion design, architecture, and music. It's literally hard to get collaborations done. Exactly, yeah, because people, sometimes stuff pops up or just, stuff happens. So it's no one's fault. It's just, yeah. You get what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna tell you, you already know what I mean. But yeah. But I hope you get some collaborations done on, you're working on Chase, because that'd be super sick. And Chase says I had to follow on Twitch as well. Hey, thank you, Chase. I appreciate you following on Twitch as well. And the fan club. Oh, and Chase also says the fan club is actually so cool because that's what got me into you. Your IG ads were super effective. Hey, well, thank you, dude. I'm glad you found me through Instagram, and then you were like, oh wait, actually, this is pretty sick. That's what I kind of hope for. Is that people are like, oh new music, I'll check it out, and then once they check it out, they're like, actually, you know what? This is all kind of cool. Yeah, this is, hey, I kind of, I'm liking this. So yeah, it's kind of the goal, just get people introduced and then hopefully the whole, everything else I got going on, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I gotta get a bigger table. I guess, yeah, I'll just put this here for now. I'll do these bigger orders. So I'm running up and down. And then Matthew says, we reminisce about those IG ads back home. They look so cool. That's comedy, dude. I'm glad to hear that y'all do. That's really sweet, dude. Thank you, Matthew. And Logan, if you are someone has an LLC and just one person running it, make an Amazon business account, make your regular Prime to business Prime Duo and get a business discounts and Prime for free. Whoa, are you really, Logan? Future me when I rewatch the VOD, look into what Logan's saying about linking Amazon Prime, because Logan, I actually don't have Amazon Business because I tried to switch over and it was like, you have to buy Business Prime. And I was like, oh, okay, well, never mind then. So I just use my personal Amazon to buy stuff. But if I can get business, oh, dude, I would appreciate, thank you, Logan. Holy Logan. You probably just saved me literally like $1,000 a year, dog. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you, Logan. And you said you applied 2 years ago, so it might have changed, but I could save so much money if it's true, so thank you. If it still works. And then Logan says, Chase, you're a jack of all trades. I wonder if sole proprietors work, and Logan said they do. It's easier to apply through an LLC with my experience though. Okay, sick. And Skyler says, oh, speaking of record players, I found one at a thrift shop a couple days ago. Hey, kind of a cheapo one though. Probably not going to use it for any of my records because I paid more than $5-10 for it because I've never heard anything about cheap players. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cheap players can kind of like, you know, kind of goof up your records after a while. So you definitely want to use a higher quality one if you can. But it's sick you found one though. Because I remember like trying to find a record player back in the day. Like they could be super expensive, so having like a backup one too, or just, you know what I mean? Like to your point, just something to play like your cheaper records on is probably a pretty good time. And Chase says, I gotta ask, because I love asking producers this, but how did you know when you finished a song or project? As an artist, it's hard to draw a line of stopping as you are never truly finished. I feel that. This is gonna sound so bad, but honestly, I just have a checklist. I just know what I like my songs to sound like, and I have a checklist of like, these are all the things you should try with the sample or like with the song, and I just go through them. And I don't always do every single one, but I'm always like, oh, try adding chops. Usually the chops sound good. Some songs, they don't sound good, so I just don't put them on. But I just go through the checklist, and when I go through the whole checklist, I'm like, okay, it's done. It's like following a recipe, literally. And you know, sometimes the recipe changes. Sometimes I add new things to the recipes. One of my artist aliases have different recipes. But yeah, it's like a recipe book, dude. Like a recipe template. And the last thing I always do is like mix and master. But yeah, it's kind of silly, but yeah, that's how I know when it's done. But every once in a while, there is like songs where I'm like, I feel like something's missing. But yeah, I don't know. That's what works for me though. How about you, Chase? How do you know when a song is done? But yeah, to me, it's just so like, I don't know, because I'm such a like artistic, creative person, but at the same time, I can be so like just business, just like it's in the spreadsheet. You know what I mean? So to me, it's just like, yeah, I creatively have a checklist, and I just do this, and it is done. But yeah, and Chase says, I recommend an Audio-Technica or Sony record player as a first. Yeah, Audio-Technica is like my go-to. And I guess just to finish what I was replying to Chase about, least ambiguous question, or at least ambiguous answer I've ever received, and I love that. Everyone has a different process, and I'm glad you found one that actually works. Yeah, I think mine is like a 12-step checklist. It's like literally in like a I have like a notepad. This is like how to make a song. It's just a checklist. And I just copy paste it into FL Notebook every time. And I'm like, and in the FL project, I just check off the checklist. I'm like, okay, it's done. Export. So yeah. And Rose said that's a good question. Hell yeah, Chase. Thanks for asking it. But yeah, definitely recommend Audio-Technica for record players as well, Chase. Logan says, I'll email you. Sick. Looking forward to it. Thanks for being down to send it over. Rampage says, thank you to Skyer for, you know, keep an eye out. The thrift stores. Yeah, thrift stores are kind of lit. And eBay too. But I would say thrift stores are better because, you know, eBay's kind of, that could be really up in the air. But the thrift store, you can actually see it. But yeah. Chase, Logan says, about a GBL turntable because apparently the budget hi-fi turntable. Oh, wow. It's like $350, bro. It hurt my wallet. Amazon just had $100 off. That's wow. It had it for so much cheaper, Logan. Oh, I'm about to save so much money, Logan. Thank you so much. You're about to change my life, Logan. And Logan says Amazon Business also has a base MacBook Airs for like $750 all year round instead of $999. Whoa! Low-key, I kind of need a new MacBook. That's wild. I wonder if they can get iPad Pros for cheaper on Amazon Business. Because low-key, I have an iPad, I think Air, and I've been using that to play shows, but I'm like, dude, I should really be having a Pro. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm doing literally professional stuff with it. You know what I mean? And I don't want everyone to have to like worry about like, you know, playing a song and like my CPU getting bogged down by something random or something, you know what I mean? So yeah. And Logan says my cousin's veteran discount saves him less than that, which is crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Business can sometimes be you know, you kind of get cheat codes sometimes when you have business discounts. But real quick, Matthew says, I have to go for now. Thank you for blessing my ears with the music, Groovy Kaiju. Hope you have a great week. You too, Matthew. Thank you for allowing my music to bless your ears, dude. And I appreciate you, dude. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great week as well, dude. Thank you. And Chase says, oh God, when I finally get impulsive and say fuck it and release it, or it sounds really good on my iPod car. Yeah, for when you decide when a song is ready. So whenever you get impulsive and just release it, sounds really good on my iPod/car, but there's usually like 30 versions of an FLP project. Oh, I feel that. What's it called? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do everything up here because this is getting too much to go down there. Yeah, I feel that, Chase. If it helps, Chase, that's another reason why I do the checklist is because to that same point, I don't ever get bogged down in like trying to make the song overly perfect. Because I'm like, if I did everything in the checklist, then I know like, look, anything extra, your average person isn't really gonna notice. You know what I mean? So if it's helpful, dude, if you know what you would like to do when you make music, make a checklist. And when you complete the checklist, drop it. You know what I mean? Just drop it. You got nothing to lose, right? I say just drop it. And then, yeah, so I hope that helps, Chase. But Ramuni says, I'll chime in on the sake of, yeah, whenever I go into a car and it sounds good in the car and the headphones, it's done. Too many times I've mastered it only sound good in headphones. Oh yeah, Ramuni, so on that note, in terms of like car tests, I don't do car tests anymore because, I don't know, they kind of work, but keeping it real, what's worked, I mean, so here, I gotta stand up to tell you this. This is, in Logan's words, elite ball knowledge I'm about to get into right now. So, in my opinion, I don't do car tests anymore because, oh my God, why is this one so much bigger? Oh, and normally also Audio Technica is goated across the board. My headphones are AT and they are the best I've had. Okay, yeah, no, Audio Technica headphones are dank. But, so yeah, so here is my box of headphones. So what I do when I mix music, I don't do car tests. I flat studio headphones, Audio Technica headphones that are really old and dusty and crusty, but to, you know, funnily enough, to Ryan Mooney's point, they're really good. So this is like your average, what your average person's gonna buy. And then stock Apple earbuds. And then I got these and a white elephant. Oh, my bad.
New merch order from Jacob.
Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate the support. If you're watching, let me know and I'll ship it right now. But yeah, then stock Sony headphones. Like I went a white elephant Christmas party. And then broken dollar store earbuds. One of these, like only the one without the earbud works. Like this headphone don't work. And then when I mix music, I tested on every single one of these, and you can't see them here, but these are Yamaha HS3s. Logan has HS5s, but you don't need, these are flat studio monitors, they're really expensive, but I make a lot of music, so it's worth it. But it's nothing that you need flat studio monitors, just get speakers where you can, you know, that don't go on your head. Like, so when you play shows, if you ever play shows, you'll hear what it sounds like in a room. The point I'm trying to make is you don't, the point of the car, the reason why the car test is important is because it's just a cheaper audio setup. You want like $1 headphones all the way to like professional. If it sounds good enough, like pretty good on all of them, when you mix, like switch them out, that's when you know you're done mixing. Because then I've noticed since I've started doing that, my music never sounds bad on any device. So yeah, that is my advice for mixing, is you want to mix and then test on. You have to go over to Daiso, go to 9-cent store, buy some headphones there, it's actually very important, in my opinion, that you do, because you'll need it. So yeah, that's for all my music peeps. And that's why no matter how much money you got, you can enjoy my music and it sounds pretty good. Mixing, pretty good. So yeah, but in that, I saw the chat was flying, so my bad if let me see if I can summarize. Simply a Deo. Cardi's music production feels like a good way to decide whether you're done. That's how I am with my mixes. Okay, yeah. That is true too, because Simply a Deo, it's also like, it puts you in a mode where you're like half listening, so you can tell like what you're really getting when you're not really paying attention, you know what I mean? So I agree. It is good for that. But I guess I'm talking about like mixing and mastering quality, you know what I mean? Like, can I hear the bass just right? Like, even on my phone speaker, is the song still sound good, you know what I mean? So yeah. Chase says, I'm not shilling. Dude, no worries, dude. I'm not tripping. But definitely talk to the business team. Sick. I'll check that out. Yeah, because I would love to get an iPad Pro. I'll keep it in mind. Thank you for the pro tip on that, Chase. Hell yeah. And Logan, Apple Business. Saw like no discount. Logan and Chase are talking about Apple Business. Get a discount elsewhere. I do that. And Logan says thank you. Okay, sick. And I was rambling and I didn't even read what I was saying, but Chase says car test is the ultimate test for vibes. Exactly what Simply a Deo was saying. I think it's vibes that the car test is good for, because again, you're driving, so you can like kind of, how much am I enjoying this when I'm not really like locked in on trying to hear the quality, you know what I mean? I think that's also an important thing. Oh, Toto, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by. How's your Tuesday? Good to see ya. Yeah, but for real, how you doing, Toto? Let us know. Logan giving us the pro tips on Amazon Business. Okay, I think I'm caught up then, for the most part. Oh no, Chase says, I love the M40X Audio Technicas. Those are my daily drivers. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, so I think mine are M50Xs, but it's same difference. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I love them too. Logan says, I do the car test, HS5 test, so these right here. I mean, this one you can see there. Except mines are smaller, but grandma car test, mom car test, dad car test, Anchor sound core, and 5 below Bluetooth earbuds. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly, Logan. You're killing it, because the real big point is just you want different types of headphones and audio setups, and then try to get it to mix all where. The reason why, though, if I may, I do it right here in my studio, because then I don't have to like, I can do the mixing tweaks live as I switch through all of them. You know what I mean? I don't have to like export, go to the car. Okay, cool. Go to another car. Oh, it sounds a little off here. Okay, let me go back to my computer. You know what I mean? So yeah. Unless you bring your laptop to the car, which could be pretty cool, but I do everything on a desktop. And Chase says, grandma car test is hardcore. Yeah. Logan, if she vibes to it, it's good enough to release. No, for real though. Silly Dale says vibes of the way. Yeah, we're talking about car tests for mixes, like your DJ mixes. Logan Mix Electronica. Yep, dude. And Room Money. Yo, Chase, I'm not gonna job at Apple. I feel that. Yeah, dude. And Remedy says, also time to set a follower goal. I know, yeah. Twitch has been doing it for me automatically. So whenever I stop streaming, it'll just start the next one. So yeah. And Logan says, my laptop just died. Experimenting with Future Funk or college dropout late registration era Kanye beats. Oh, hell yeah, Logan. And Toto says, Lil, my headphones is busted up as hell. Like old. You ever commission for any headphones? So when you say headphones, do you mean like earbuds, like you plug them in, or like headphones like this? And what's your budget, Toto? If you don't mind me asking real quick. But I'm not gonna lie, if it's like audio, depends on what kind of headphones you want. Yeah, let me know what kind of headphones. Do you want Bluetooth? What kind of headphones do you want? You gotta be a little more specific. Because these are my favorites I've ever had are these Sony WH whatever's. Like MKBHD recommends these Sony headphones. But then after that, it's probably Audio Technica's, M50X's, and then even lower than that. I don't know, any headphones on Amazon are kind of good, I'm not gonna lie. Like most headphones on Amazon are kind of good. And Logan says Anchor Sound. Yeah, anything Anchor is also pretty good. So Anchor Sound Core headphones. Yeah, and then you could set the EQ curve. Oh, that's sick. And they have 100 hours of battery life. That's wild. And Chase says, I love giving advice. If you want to work there, you got to continuously search on the career site, especially around holidays. They do temps. They are very personally driven by competency-based skills. I work in the Genius Bar. Wow, yeah, Genius Bar I heard is really hard to get a job at. Don't have a college degree, but I have to break down technical things in a simple way for customers to understand. You can hire a total geek, but if they can't relay info, they are useless. Ooh, Chase spitting, dude. Hell yeah, thanks for helping out Ron Mooney, dude. That's sick. But that makes a lot of sense. I can imagine that. Yeah, I'm horrible at explaining stuff to people. Not gonna lie. If it's not about how you can buy it, how you can get my album for free, just pay the shipping, I cannot explain it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, trying to explain. Yeah. And Chase says, budget's definitely a huge question for Toto, especially for music production or just casual listening. Romany says, hey, thank you, Chase. I'll try to reply tomorrow. Logan, I said, I missed everything you said once you read Chase saying Grandma Test is hardcore. I know, Logan, I'm talking kind of fast. I was trying to like catch up with everyone. But Chase and Logan are like talking, hell yeah. And Instagram PMO because it's so easy to leave stream and you can't scroll back in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, Instagram could be kind of goofy. But Toto says, anyone got, so I guess everyone here, anyone got recommendations for Toto? Anything just like cheap, like listening to music, can be wired or Bluetooth? I think Logan recommended earlier the Anchor Soundcore headphones. I'd probably look at those, dude. I think what do those look like? So yeah, Toto, I think our first vote is for that. Oh my god. Amazon, please. Yeah, something called the Anchor Soundcord Life 30 for like 60 bucks, 65 bucks. They got 4.4 stars. They're looking pretty good. And they got noise cancellation. That's really good. So I think I'm voting that too. Toto. Yeah, it's called, the ones I just Googled, I mean. I don't know if it's the exact one Logan's are talking about. Oh, Logan says Anchor Soundcore Q11. I copped a pair for 30 bucks. Yeah, the Q30s look pretty good too. And they have noise cancellation, Toto. But, oh, I see him. Yeah, 30 bucks. Wow, those, yeah. Overall pick. 60 hours of playtime. Yeah, maybe with those. I'll go with those. I'll admit, I don't. Oh, they have detachable ear cushions? That's pretty goated. Because, yeah, my ear cushions kind of smell crazy, I'm not gonna lie. But, yeah, Toto, I think that's I'd vote something Anchor as well. I don't own any Anchor headphones myself, I'll admit. Other than, I think I have some Anchor, like, sport earbuds, but yeah, ow. But yeah. And Chase has applied to all locations. Oh, Joshua, dude, thanks for stopping by, Joshua. Good to see you. How you doing? How's your Tuesday? Love the album. So much fun while driving. Hey, thank you, Joshua. I'm glad to hear you enjoy cruising to my tunes. And yeah, dude. Oh, thanks for grabbing them and supporting and stopping by. Hope you're having a good day, dude. Hey, Caleb.
New merch order from Caleb.
Thank you, Caleb. If you're watching, let me know. I'll pack it right now. Hell yeah. Then Chase says, oh, sorry, I typed hella fast about, I'm on 2 devices to be that boost. Hey, thank you, Chase. I appreciate it. Honored to get the boost, dude. This is gonna blow away the. I'll move that over there. Ugh. Got all my bubble wraps I'm gonna need later. And Logan says cop pair for 30. Chase says $19 wired earbuds from Apple's what I use on my iPod. Sounds amazing. Audio Technical M40X if you want true mixing sound, setting music. Sony XM5s for Bluetooth. And Toto says, my mans. I'll look into it. Thanks, goats. Yeah. Thanks for helping all of us. We're being down to help out Toto. I appreciate y'all. Chase, Logan, everybody. Oh, and Rampage says, I got Soundcore both X10 and Q30, man. Hell yeah. It sounds like Anchor might be the move then. Hell yeah. Thank you, Rampage. And Logan says, insert gif of cat with human thumb. Yeah. Chase, those Apple earbuds have amazing mics. Yeah, I know, right? They hurt my ears, though. I used to mix and master on my Astro A40s. Oh, yeah, those gaming headsets. I think I have Astros, too, yeah. I bought them off a buddy. Gaming headsets can be good for casual listening because of the extreme bass for gaming. Yeah. Yeah, when I listen to music on when I have my Astro Ear gaming headset, I was like, this ain't bad. And somebody else says, I might look into Q30s myself. I need to set up for mixing. Hey, that's what's up. Hell yeah. Dude, that is what's up, dude. Cool, got this. And Logan says, I've never had a gaming headset. Yeah, they're pretty cool. You know, they're chilling. They're alright. But yeah, y'all, I think I'm gonna sit over here just because my bad, I'm off screen, low key. I'm not gonna be off screen, but I'll just be like kind of in the corner, be in the cut, just because. Maybe I should just get a second camera, low key. Oh my! Don't want to drop all this stuff. Okay. Okay. And this is gonna fall. Okay, it's not. Oh, I gotta shut off the fan. But Chase asks, what are you even doing right now? What's the task you want to accomplish? Oh, I'm packing orders right now, Chase. I'm packing Monster Tape Zero orders. Yeah, that's what I usually do on stream. Just hang out and pack orders. It's a pretty fun time. Oh, and Rose says to hydrate. Haha, I got the water right here. Aha. And stretch. Oh, I just sat down. I can stretch from the chair though. Thank you, Roses. Oh, actually, that feels so good. And Logan says, I may get a wireless headset to talk to my friends on call. Yeah, these, honestly, these Sonys that I have, it's like the MKBHD recommended ones. They're great for calls, dude. I've even like walked around like Phoenix at night, just talking to friends. And they say it sounds pretty good. The noise cancellation is great, so yeah. And once the Steam Machine comes out, I'm getting one because I hate Xbox and PlayStation. Yeah, I think I've told my story about how I want a Steam Deck and a Steam Machine so bad, but every Valve product I've ever bought has always like sucked for me. And we've already agreed it's a me problem. I'm not trying to talk bad about Valve because they're great for everybody else, just not for me for some reason. And Chase says, almost like body mirroring, sometimes doing tasks with other people present makes me get shit done quicker. Yeah, honestly, I pack orders slower because I'm trying to like stay, like, you know, just actually chat with everyone and not just like ignore people. But no, I mean, not saying that that's what it is, or for most people. I don't know, it's a me thing. I just get so into like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? I forget to like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be packing orders right now. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, when you're supposed to be like working on a group project at school, and like you end up just like talking to your, you know what I mean, your classmates instead. That's how I get doing all these orders. I'm just like, yo, what's up? But yeah, Chase, I just think it's, I don't know, it's just staying productive, you know what I mean? Because I want to just like, you know, I guess keep in touch with, how to describe it. A big part of it too is like a lot of folks wanted like a Discord server for Groovy Kaiju. But then when I asked in the fan club, I was like, do you want a Discord server? And they're like, I use Discord, but like, I don't want to join another Discord server. You know what I mean? So because of that, I was like, well, how about we start streaming then? And then it's been great. That was actually like kind of like so yeah, so if people want to like see and talk to other people who like Groovy Kaiju, this is what the stream's kind of for. I just pack orders during it and we all hang out. It's a good time. Oh, and Skyr says, when the Steam Machine comes out. Oh, I thought it was already out, dang. And Superchat says, rip Xbox, by the way. I know, yeah. Dude, for real, rip Xbox. And they're gonna say, but everything is Xbox. It's like, no, dude, rip Xbox. We only have PS5 now. And Logan says, I paid way too much for my room when I moved. I don't even want to talk about it but I still will because it's a flex. Oh, because it finally looks good. Okay, sick, hell yeah. Well, congrats on getting like a sick looking room. I still gotta decorate this one, dude. I want to do it afterward. You know, I think we're gonna stop streaming in like, what is it? About like 15 minutes. But I'm like, should I be hammering at 9 p.m.? Is that too late? Probably is. I probably should eat food after this anyway, so I'll probably have to wait till tomorrow to like finally like decorate my new apartment. And Chase says, honestly, I've reverted back to my old game library to avoid subscription traps and battle pass slot. Playing my PSP is so much more engaging than staring at that PS5 home screen. Dude, yes. PSP, dude. PSP is goated. I heard, I don't know, Sony keeps like every once in a while here like, oh, they're making a comeback to the PSP. I'm like, bro, please. Sony. Please, Sony, please. I will buy one this time, I promise. I never owned a PS Vita, but I will atone for my sins if you make another PSP, please. That's sick that you're a PSP enjoyer, Jace. But Sky says, I'm already in like 200 plus Discord servers, lol. At this point, it's like trading cards. Yeah, I think I'm in like 50. And at a certain point, I just stopped joining them because, like, dude, no. Like, people would just, I don't know, it's also because, like, your friends would just DM you, like, join my Discord server. And it's like, dude, I'm already in, like, a billion of these, bro. And the first thing I do is disable all notifications. You know what I mean? Not even gonna lie. So, yeah. Boop, boop, boop. And because the fan looks good, Chase loved the PSP. Oh, Simba, yeah. Logan also enjoys the PSP. Hell yeah, dude, that's what's up. And Simply Adeo says, if you haven't eaten before this, eat. Dude, Simply, you're always looking out for me, dog. I appreciate you. But I did eat before this. I ate my protein pancakes. That was about like about 5-6 hours ago. But I also have to cook tonight. I have to. I don't have any more leftovers, so I'm debating on what I want to cook. Oh no, I already decided. I'm gonna make a. I have like these. I don't know. They were on mega sale way back in California, but they're still good. But I have some like Japanese buckwheat noodles. Like they're kind of like soba noodles. But we got them for like $1. It was like ridiculous clearance sale, right? And we still have them. And I'm trying to save money, so I was like, dude, I'm just gonna boil these buckwheat noodles, and they have like crazy protein in them. It's like 40 grams of protein per little bundle, and I'm like, that's wild. I don't know why there's so much protein in these. And then I'm gonna just cook up some. I know how to make eggs in the air fryer, so I'm gonna just eat noodle with egg. You know what I mean? With some Japanese barbecue sauce. I'm not gonna lie, not bad. Cause I'm trying to like save money, and I have a bunch of food I don't want to go to waste. So I'm just trying to like just get creative on the little meals that I'm making. So yeah. And Chase says, I definitely feel Discords can be overwhelming. They're already established because people already know each other, and a community is established so people can feel off or too new. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, is that like I feel like with starting a Discord is that it's one of those things where you know, it's like there's a lot that goes into like starting and maintaining a community that like isn't really like clear on the surface, you know what I mean? And some people thankfully want to be like the guy that's like, hey, yo, man, thanks for joining. Like, bro, you got to meet Kevin. Kevin's so cool. And some people like being that person, but like, unless you have someone like that, that's like there to make sure that like, you know, like new people feel welcome and stuff, like it's, you know, it's hard to kickstart it. So yeah, so that's another big thing about like making a Discord is like, I don't know. I used to like in my past life, when I was doing tech stuff, I used to run a lot of like communities and stuff. So I know like what it's really like when you do it, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. And thankfully, sometimes communities do start naturally, and it's like, you don't have to like think about it, but like, you know what I mean? I don't know, I've always been with Groovy Kaiju, just like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right, you know what I mean? So yeah. But Chase says, UMD best format, I know, right? And yeah, the thing is that, you know, that's the thing about UMDs is you can't rip them. So yeah. You have to use the PSP itself to, like a hacked PSP itself to rip the UMDs. But Sibley does, have you seen the AIM Thor, the DS looking emulator? I think I'm pretty sure I have. I know what you're talking about. But what's it called? But yeah, the DS looking emulators are pretty cool, little retro handhelds. But I don't own one, and yeah, I don't know. At this point, when it comes to emulator stuff, I'm like, I'd rather just buy a PSP and use that as the emulator. Dead ass for real, or like a Steam Deck if I were to even go that far. Or like honestly, 3DS kind of. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, you want to talk about the best DS looking emulator? How about a 3DS? I'm sorry, I'm joking. Not to be all sassy, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But then again, it's cheaper than buying a used 3DS. Is it though? It might be. 3DS kind of like went crazy on the price, but yeah. Anyways, Logan says, low-key, you should sell Mafia Zero on DS game cards. Imagine the aura from that. It probably wouldn't sell well in general though, because it's just a small niche. Chase says ultimate aura farm. So yeah, so on that, dude, you know Tupperwave released To You Baby With Love on Game Boy Advance Video? That's the ultimate flex. That's the ultimate flex. And I tried to look into how he did that, and I just can't figure it out. And I was thinking about doing it because like I own it, and I'm like, it's honestly the coolest piece of media that I own. Is one of my favorite albums as a Game Boy Advance video. Not even gonna lie. So I would love to do Must Save Zero on Game Boy Advance Video, because then you could play it on a DS, a Game Boy. You know what I mean? But I just don't even know where to start with that, dude. And to your point, it's super niche, so it's like I could spend all the time trying to figure that out. But you know, this is like, because I guess it worked out for Tupperwave because they worked with the label that like kind of does more specialty releases like that. So they have an audience of people who want specialty releases like that, and then mixing in Tupperwave's music, it was like a perfect mix. Whereas for me, it's like not everyone in my audience necessarily wants Game Boy Advance Video Must Save Zero. Which, you know, maybe, but yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know if it'd be worth the effort of like doing that versus like, I don't know, like working on Must Save 1, for example. If I had to pick just, like, I kind of do have to pick just one. So yeah. But maybe one of these days, I don't know. I'm supposed to be getting help soon, so we'll see. And, oh yeah, Chase, what are you playing? I told you the buckwheat noodles. Thanks for asking, Chase. Logan says, oh yeah, I gotta get an Ain Thorn. My only portable is an Abernegg RG slide. Oh, I've heard about those too. Those are cool. Hell yeah. Rose and Sibley both say, sounds tasty. Simple enough? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I probably won't be like back on my chef mode until I get through all these, like, all the food that I've been just, you know, didn't eat before. I want to like have like an empty pantry and then like start over almost, if that makes sense. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I don't know. I'm just trying to like fresh start food wise. So it's because my diet changed a little bit when all the working out and stuff. So I have a bunch of stuff that I still bought before I really was like on my protein game. So yeah. And Chase says, if you ever get bored, I try to make lettuce wraps with ground chicken. Actually so refreshing as a side appetizer with Asian cuisine. And you get hella leftovers. True. Yeah, I want to get more into lettuce, but the thing is, like, lettuce goes bad so fast. That's the only reason why I don't order enough. I wonder if you can freeze it. But then again, how do you like unfreeze? I don't know. But yeah, I do like lettuce wraps. If I was like making enough food often enough, I'd probably get more lettuce. But that's another problem with me, is I'm also like anti-food waste. So I'm like, oh no. If that makes sense. And Logan says, Costco rotisserie chicken has incredible macros from what I heard. It does, yeah. That's another thing. It's you kind of have to like deconstruct it to be able to save it correctly. I don't know. At this point, I'm complaining. At this point, I'm just complaining. So yeah. But I probably should go on my rotisserie chicken game, or like, I'm sure there's some guy on YouTube right now that's like, are you just a dude living in an apartment? Here's how you best can use a Costco rotisserie chicken. Because yeah. Rotisserie chickens do be slapping pretty hard. And Rosa says, people also don't push to interact with a new Discord person in a server to not want to bug them, so it's tricky. Oh yeah, true. Speaking of that, Roses. That's another thing. Yeah, you don't want to like force someone to be like, one of us, when they first join a Discord server. That's another thing. So that's also like another like, Somebody else says, I really wish I didn't trade him for my Switch. I feel that, yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I sold my Switch on eBay. Because the thing is, I was like, got tired of waiting for the cold boot exploit. And I was like, well, you know, I'll just wait when the cold boot exploit comes out for the Switch, which I'm sure it will one day, and then I'll rebuy it then. And plus, because I was like, you know, when the Switch first came out, I was like, I don't know how long it's gonna be until this, what's it called? until this. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is like when the Switch first launched, I didn't know how popular it was going to be, but then of course it went off to be the most popular console of all time. So I'm like, okay, this is about to be as cheap as the Nintendo Wii as it is right now. You know what I mean? So I'm not really tripping. In fact, I should probably buy a Nintendo Wii. I mean, when I got money, but yeah. Like I'm sure, like when the Cold Boot exploit does happen, there's going to be a really cheap way to get a Nintendo Switch on eBay or something. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy this when I have money again, and I kind of need the money right now for like buying more free CDs for people. Deadass. But Chase says 3DS I also daily drive for DS catalog. It's so fun. And those are not just the same for DS gameplay. Exactly. Yeah. Nintendo kind of was doing 4D chess with all these like more, I guess, gimmicky consoles because you can't really emulate them to like the same quality. Like, yeah, you can emulate them, but it's like kind of like the gameplay loop as like a player is like isn't the same. It's just not the same. And Rosa says that sounds amazing. Yeah, thank you, Roses. And Chase says so many DS games just need that touchscreen. Rhythm Heaven, for example, it's not the same unless you hold on to that DS sideways and use the stylus. True. Very true, dude. Very true. It'd be really hard to play Rhythm Heaven as like normal. Chase says if you do a GBA must save 0, I'll instantly cop. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, dude. Thank you. Yeah, because it's something I considered, but I never like asked because I couldn't figure it out. And it like involves like running like custom like script to like take the video and like compress it to, you know what I mean? It's a whole thing. And I'm like, do I really want to trust buy all these like empty Game Boy cartridges? You know what I mean? You know, it'd just be a whole thing. Wait, no. My bad. I'll just give him one. No, I should probably give him one of these. Oh yeah. And Logan says, I did that once, Lamau. Made one of college dropout. Use the touchscreen, touch best feature. Logan, they had a wild marketing. What do you mean? You can touch down there. Oh yeah. I remember that. I remember that commercial, Logan. Let's think that you did that, dude. And Chase says for the lettuce wraps, romaine lettuce greater than the head of lettuce because romaine will last longer and stay fresh on the bottom shelves of a drawers or fridge. Okay, sick. Yeah, I didn't know the ball knowledge for I'm sorry, Logan. You said elite ball knowledge and now it's stuck in my head. But I didn't know the lettuce ball knowledge, dude. I'll look into romaine. Thank you, Chase. And yeah, no, I can't get behind the Switch with the stylus, Logan. The Wii U was a Alaska Nation console. You can get a Wii mad cheap, Chase says. As a collector, I know price charting too well. Them shits you can get, exactly, yeah, Wii you can get super cheap. Wii U is questionable as much as I love mine. Oh, almost forgot. Chase, one of those Wii's with the GameCube controller parts, because I love how Wii isn't just emulating GameCube games, they're running them natively. Yep, exactly. I'm so hyped because I never joined lines actually made me stay, even if I'm procrastinating them out. Okay, hell yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying this. But yeah, I'm glad that we're going down the elite ball knowledge for the Wii versus the Wii U. But yeah, exactly. That's another thing too, is when you buy a Wii, essentially you just also got a GameCube. Low key. So that's another like clutch thing about the Wii, is you kind of got both. As long as you're willing to like annoyingly use the Wiimote just to select the game first. Then like a jailbroken Wii is also kind of like correct. Oh shit. And Logan says, I got the Wii to HDMI upscaling thingy and it's my favorite console to BH. Yeah, dude. No, I don't blame you. For real, yeah. I have a pound cable from my Dreamcast and it does like a similar thing. And it's pretty sick. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, on that note, I think I'm gonna pack this last CD and I think we'll call it. Wait, is it time? Yeah, it's time. I think we'll call it here, y'all, because talking about all this food stuff got me actually kind of hungry. I think I'll do that. Oh, and I got you on the hydrate, Roses. But yeah, and I know Chase said they're procrastinating, so we got to encourage Chase to get back to the grind. Not messing around, but you know what I'm trying to say. Hey, I got you in the hydrate right now. Let me just finish packing the CD. Oh my god. Ah. Yeah. Said I want some more. All right, roses. Time to hydrate. Ugh. Yeah, Logan says I'm out my weed and my TV. Have my CV machine under. 3D print on the left, 2D print on the right. Room will be done. Oh, sick, dude. You're about to have such a sick room. Roses, thank you, Roses, for let me take my time. We got some posters. Peace Torchillus 2024. Thank you, dude. 2,424, yeah. Looking at subbing for the gang, that's a sub worthwhile. Hey, thank you, dude. I'd appreciate that. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't know. You get all kinds of music, and there is a breakdown. There's I know you also make music. There's I'm not gonna lie, it's mostly more behind the scenes inspiration for my stuff, but there is song breakdowns and the whole 40-minute video breaking down how I do live sets. And I'm not the best teacher, but you can see directly how I do stuff. So yeah, I do think even as another music producer, there is some technical stuff in there that's worth it. Even if it's just for a month or two, I wouldn't be hurt. You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, on that note, I'll catch y'all around. Thanks for stopping by. We're gonna do this again on Sunday. Because I'm still working on doing a Friday thing. Again, I got so much stuff I gotta get through. But yes, I'll see you again on Sunday. We'll do the same old thing, hang out, vibe in here, be chilling and stuff. So yeah, catch you around Skyer, catch you around Roses, Logan, Chase, Simply Hideo. I'm just going through chat real quick. Anyone I'm missing? I already said Skyer. Rampage, if you're still here, catch you around. Run Mooney, catch you around too. And King. Oh, King. So okay, cool, sick. Catch you around Zaku. Catch you around King. Catch you around Simideo. And grab the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit. Yeah, Logan, for real. And Chase, have a great night, everyone. Happy Tuesday, happy eating. Thank you, dude. But yeah, catch you around on Sunday if you're free. And take it easy, y'all. All right, peace. Later.